My child, stop scrolling. Look no further. This moment is not random. It is divine alignment. You did not land here by accident. I brought you. I drew you here because I have something urgent, something eternal, to say to you. You've questioned where you stand. You've asked if you've missed it, if it's too late, if you're too far behind. But hear me now. You are closer than you know. What follows in this message carries my breath, my direction, and my fierce love for you. It's not just encouragement. It is revelation. I will speak into the ache you've been hiding, the silence you've been surviving, and the purpose I've never stopped writing into your life. You must not tune this out. Don't just skim. Don't just listen halfway. If you exit early, you may walk away from the very answer your soul has been crying out for in the dark. Pause everything else. Give me your undivided heart. Watch this video from beginning to end, because by the time you reach the final word, you will not be the same. I will confront the lies. I will confirm your calling. I will shift your atmosphere. This is not entertainment. This is an encounter. If you're weary, I will strengthen you. If you're lost, I will redirect you. If you're ready, I will launch you. So stay. Press play. Watch to the end. Because what I have to say in this message may be the very thing that carries you into your breakthrough. Let nothing distract you. Let no voice pull you away. I am speaking, and I do not waste words. Stay close. You're closer than you know. My child, come closer now. Quiet your heart and listen. I have seen you, not just from afar, but in the most hidden, sacred places. I have watched every step you've taken, even the ones you didn't think were worthy of notice. Every stumble, every stretch of strength, every moment when you held your breath just to survive the day, I was there. You never walked alone. Even in the silence that made you question if I had forgotten you, I was closer than your very breath. I was holding you when your arms were too tired to hold yourself. I was whispering when your soul was too weary to speak. And in the darkest corners where tears soaked your pillow and no one knew the depth of your pain, I was beside you, collecting every tear, counting every ache. I want you to know something holy now. Nothing about your life has been wasted. Nothing had been forgotten or missed. There is no detail about you that I have not intimately known. Not one detour has ever taken you beyond my reach. Even when you drifted, even when you wondered if you had missed your moment or forfeited your calling, I was weaving purpose through every thread. I never left you. I never turned away. I never gave up on what I began in you. You are not a mistake in motion. You are a masterpiece in the making. You are not lost. You are being led. And this journey, yes, this very one you're on, is sacred ground. So lift your head. Breathe again. Feel the weight begin to lift. Let my presence fill the empty places. Let my voice drown out the lies that told you you've gone too far or waited too long. You have not missed your moment. You are not behind. You are becoming. I have been guiding you with hands you could not see, arranging circumstances, softening your heart, and preparing the next step long before you knew to take it. Every quiet yes you whispered, every time you chose me in the midst of confusion, it moved heaven. I have seen your faith even when it felt faint. I have watched your courage rise in the face of fear. And I tell you this now with the authority of heaven, your story is not over. It is only beginning to unfold in fullness. So step forward, my beloved. Let go of the shame you've carried like a second skin. Drop the weight of what could have been. I'm not in your regrets. I'm in your redemption. I don't dwell in your past. I dwell in your present, moving you into a glorious future. This path you're walking, even when it feels unfamiliar, is the road I have prepared. Keep walking. Keep trusting. Keep breathing in my presence. I go before you. I walk beside you. I surround you. I have seen your journey, and I call it beautiful. Every moment of it. I call it holy. And I call you mine. My child. I have seen the tears that no one else saw. I have heard the groans that never formed into words. You tried to smile while your heart trembled. You tried to move forward while carrying wounds that felt too deep to touch. But hear me now. I never turned my face away from your pain. I did not allow the storm because I was absent. I allowed it because I was shaping something eternal in you. Your pain was not punishment. It was preparation. Your affliction was not to crush you, but to refine you like gold in the fire. Let me say it clearly, not one tear hath been wasted. Every drop of sorrow has watered seeds you cannot yet see. The roots of purpose run deep in the soil of suffering. What you call devastation, I have called development. What you thought would break you, I am using to build you. The nights of anguish, the seasons of silence, the stretching that left you breathless, it was not in vain. I was present in every moment, doing what comfort alone could never do. You were not being abandoned. You were being awakened. So lean into me now. Let me show you the masterpiece within the mess. Let me reveal the divine blueprint behind your breaking. You were never buried. You were being planted. And in due time, you will rise with strength not borrowed, but born. The storm was not the end of you. It was the beginning of your awakening. I used it to remove what could not remain, to expose what you had outgrown, to lift your eyes beyond what is temporary and tether your heart to what is eternal. I know it didn't make sense. I know you cried out, "Why, God?" in the middle of the night. And though I may not have answered then in the way you expected, I was speaking through the stillness, through the ache, through the very ache itself. I have never wasted pain, and I will not start with yours. What tried to destroy you will one day stand as proof of my power. What broke you will become the very bridge others walk across to find me. So don't curse the process. Embrace the healing. Let me finish the work. Allow me to breathe on the ashes until they bloom again. I allowed the shaking, but I am also your shelter. I permitted the wind, but I am your anchor. Trust that I am not only with you, I am working in you and through you. Even now, what you thought would end you will become your testimony. What hurt you will help others. What was once your valley will be filled with rivers of mercy, and those who come after you will drink from the very place you wept. So stand, my child. You are not broken beyond repair. You are being restored for a greater purpose. I am still the God who turns pain into power, and you are proof that grace makes beauty from dust. You look at the clock and wonder if it's too late. You compare your path to others and hear the whispers that say, you should be further by now. But I tell you, silence those lies. You are not behind. You are being built. I am not a God who rushes. I am a God who establishes. And when I build, I go deep. Because what I'm doing in you isn't shallow, isn't fleeting, and isn't cosmetic. I am laying a foundation that hell itself cannot shake. So stop measuring your pace against the world's timelines. My calendar is not bound by human clocks. Delay in my kingdom is never denial. It is design. What you thought was stagnation was actually gestation. You were not stuck. You were being shaped. And I care far more about the strength of your roots than the speed of your rise. Others may have seemed to bloom quickly, but storms will come, and when they do, It's the deeply rooted who remain. You've waited, yes. You felt passed over, overlooked, even forgotten. But hear this. I have been watching the whole time, and I've been working behind the curtain, crafting a story far greater than what you could have forced in your own strength. The waiting has not weakened you. It has prepared you. The silence has not stolen from you. It has trained you to hear me in whispers. Your muscles of trust have grown in the waiting room. Your capacity has expanded. So don't despise the process. Don't curse the cocoon. I am transforming you, not just positioning you. And I am more concerned with your character than your comfort. I care more about who you become than how quickly you get there. If you arrive too soon, the blessing can crush you. But I am preparing you to carry the weight of glory with joy, humility, and power. You are right on time, my child. Not a second late. Every delay has served you. Every detour has protected you. Every closed door was mercy in disguise. You were never disqualified. You are not running behind. You are running according to my perfect, prophetic timing. So release the pressure to perform. Abandon the guilt of not enough. I am not measuring you by progress. I am molding you by purpose. Rise today with fresh confidence. Hold your head high. Take the next step with boldness. I am building something in you that will outlast seasons and shake nations. Let me finish what I started. Don't rush it. Don't resent it. Just walk with me, one faithful step at a time. The harvest is coming. The promise still stands. And you, my beloved, are right on schedule. You've wondered if I still speak. You've asked if the silence means I've stepped away. But let me assure you, my voice has never stopped. I am not a distant God. I am the whisper in the wind, the stillness between your thoughts, the quiet draw you feel in your spirit when the world fades into hush. You don't need thunder to hear me. You don't need shaking skies or splitting seas. I speak through peace. I speak through my word, and I am speaking to you even now. So come closer. Be still. Quiet the noise that drowns me out. You're listening to too many voices, voices that shame you, rush you, confuse you, distract you. Turn them down. Tune your ear to mine. I am always speaking to those who are willing to listen. You don't have to strain to hear me. You just have to slow down enough to recognize my whisper. My sheep know my voice, and you, my child, are mine. My word is alive. It is not just ink on a page. It is a living conversation between my heart and yours. Open it, and I will meet you there. Let the scriptures breathe over you, revealing my thoughts, my promises, my love, and my direction. I have hidden treasures within those pages just for you. And when you read with expectation, you will encounter me. Not just ideas about me, but me, present and powerful. I also speak through your circumstances. What seems like a coincidence is often a divine appointment. That unexpected call, that closed door, that gentle tug in your spirit, it's me. I'm leading you. I'm warning you. I'm guiding you. So pay attention. Ask me to open your eyes. Ask me to help you discern the language of your life. I speak in dreams. I speak in nature. I speak in the stillness of a moment when your soul finally slows down enough to receive. You are not abandoned to figure things out alone. I am not mute. I am not hiding. I am close as your next breath. When you call, I answer. When you seek, I reveal. When you knock, I open. That is my promise, and I do not lie. So lean in. Listen now. Feel my presence wrap around you like a holy mantle. I am still speaking. I never stop. And today, I am reminding you, you are mine. You are led. You are known. And you are hearing the very voice that spoke the stars into existence now speak directly into your heart. You wonder why the pressure has increased, why resistance greets you at every door, why darkness seems louder when you've tried to step forward. It is not random. It is not because you are failing. It is because you are advancing. The enemy recognizes what you do not yet fully see. You are closer to breakthrough than you realize. Hell trembles because heaven is moving on your behalf. The pressure is not punishment. It is prophecy in motion. You are on the edge of something eternal. You are walking into territory that I have promised you, and the enemy cannot create, so he must confuse. He whispers lies, stirs distractions, provokes discouragement, because he sees what you carry. You carry destiny. You carry authority. You carry my image stamped on your soul and my spirit within your bones. And your obedience threatens the grip of darkness in places where light is about to break through. So don't retreat. Don't pause in hesitation. Rise and walk forward in faith. Let your steps shake the foundations of every lie built to keep you small. Let your obedience be louder than the noise around you. When you take even one faithful step, it sends shockwaves through the unseen. You may not feel the shift, but I do. Heaven does, and the enemy does. You don't need to fear the warfare. You don't need to wonder if you're strong enough. The victory has already been secured, not by your effort but by my blood. The enemy is defeated. He's desperate. That's why the battle feels personal. It is. But it is not a battle for defeat. It is a battle for inheritance. And what is yours cannot be stolen when you remain hidden in me. So keep pressing forward. Keep declaring what I've spoken, even when your circumstances contradict it. Keep standing when the winds howl, because I am anchoring you. Keep showing up, even if all you can do is whisper my name. Your presence on the battlefield is already a declaration of my triumph, and your perseverance is breaking barriers you can't yet see. I have surrounded you with angels. I have armored you with truth. I have infused your spirit with fire. The resistance you feel is a signal of advancement. So do not let it silence you. Do not let it make you shrink. I am your strength in the storm. I am your voice in the silence. I am your defender and deliverer. When you walk in obedience, even when it hurts, even when it costs you, you are shaking spiritual realms. You are disturbing darkness. You are activating promises. And nothing can stop the divine momentum I place behind you. The enemy knows what's coming. Now it's time you believe it too. Lift your eyes. Wipe your tears. Speak my name with authority. You are not losing. You are writhing. You are not under attack. You are under acceleration. And this pressure is proof that your promise is near. Keep moving, child. You're closer than you know. Do not turn away now. My heart burns to finish what I started in you. If you stop here, you'll miss the very thing I've spent years preparing. I've brought you this far, not to abandon you at the threshold. Don't grieve my spirit by stepping back. Stay with me. I'm just beginning to unveil what you were born to carry. You have questioned whether what I began in you will ever be completed. You've looked at your mistakes, your detours, your delays, and wondered if you've disqualified yourself. But let me speak clearly to your soul. I finish what I start. I never leave my work halfway done. I do not abandon what I have anointed. I do not forget what I have formed. You are still in my hands, and my plans for you are still unfolding. You think your failures surprised me? They didn't. I saw every fall before it came, and I built restoration into your story before the stumble ever occurred. My love is not built on your perfection. It is rooted in my promise. I do not love you for what you do. I love you because you are mine. You were chosen before the foundation of the world. You were set apart, called, sealed, and sustained by a grace that cannot be earned or revoked. So stop striving to be perfect. Start trusting me to be faithful. When you reach the end of your strength, that's where my power began. When you ran out of answers, I became your wisdom. When you lost your way, I became the lamp for your feet. And I am not finished, not even close. You are still in the story, and the final chapter is being written by my hand. What I have spoken over your life still stands. Time hasn't changed my mind. Delay has not diluted my promise. You are not too late, too broke, or too far gone. You are right where I can rebuild you from the inside out. The work I do is deep. It's not always visible, but it's always intentional. I've been healing what was hidden, restoring what was lost, and shaping what will be revealed. So take heart. Let go of the shame you've carried like a shadow. I've already dealt with it at the cross. What you call disqualification, I call development. What you thought was your dismay is becoming your testimony. I'm not asking you to perform. I'm asking you to trust. Trust that I am still invested. Trust that I am still involved. Trust that I will finish what I started. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. And in between, I am the sustainer. So rest in me. Stop trying to earn what I already gave. Let my love hold you. Let my grace carry you. Let my hand steady you. I am not done. I am not tired of you. I am not disappointed. I am deeply committed to your redemption. My child, this is not the end of your story. This is the moment before the unveiling. Keep walking. Keep believing. Keep abiding. What I began in you was holy, and what I finish will be glorious. I am the God who completes, and you are the testimony in progress. Every time you move forward in faith, heaven leans in. Every small step you take, every prayer you whisper, every tear you surrender, it all matters. You may feel unseen, but you are not invisible. You may feel ordinary, but heaven sees royalty wrapped in your skin. You are celebrated, not merely tolerated. You are known, not just observed. And your obedience, even in silence, echoes through eternity. There are angels assigned to your path, heavenly warriors who walk beside you, shielding, guiding, strengthening. You have never taken a step alone. When you thought you were walking in circles, I was actually training you in rhythm. When you thought no one noticed your sacrifice, the halls of heaven recorded it. You may not see the impact of your faith yet, but it has already been released into motion. Nothing done in faith is ever wasted. Your prayers have power. They do not bounce off ceilings. They pierce spiritual realms. They rise like incense before me, fragrant, precious, eternal. Even the prayers you prayed in exhaustion, even the ones you barely finished, they reached me. They are still working. They are still alive. Because when you speak with faith, you speak my language. You activate what eyes have not yet seen, but what I've already prepared. Heaven watches you with joy. You don't have to perform for applause. I already delight in who you are. But when you choose me, when you love me in the secret place, when you say yes to me while the world offers easier options, it moves me. It moves heaven. It brings celebration in realms you can't yet comprehend. So do not grow weary in doing good. Do not despise the quiet seasons. Your steps are sacred. Your journey is divine. You are part of something far greater than you imagine. You walk with witnesses unseen, those who have gone before you, cheering from the balcony of heaven. They see your fight, your endurance, your faith, and they know what waits for you on the other side. Let this truth steady your heart. You are not walking toward approval. You're walking from identity. You are not laboring for love. You are walking in it. Every day that you keep going, you are honoring the one who called you. And heaven sees. Heaven rejoices. Heaven responds. So keep walking, my child. Even when the path is lonely. Even when the sky is gray. Even when progress feels invisible. Your steps are seen. Your heart is heard. And your story is being written with glory. My child, I want you to understand the weight of what I did, not in theory, but in the marrow of your being. I want you to feel the holy ground beneath your feet, because the cross was never meant to be a distant memory. It was never simply a symbol. It was a doorway, carved by sacrifice, through which you were always meant to walk. Everything I endured, the blood, the betrayal, the agony, was not for a vague humanity, but for you, in this moment, in this very breath. I saw you then. I knew your name. I carried the burden of your shame long before you realized it was even there. You've asked yourself if you're worthy of love, if you've gone too far, if there's still time to return. And my answer remains unshaken. The cross settled it all. My blood didn't only cleanse your past, it secured your future. It didn't just erase your sin, it redefined your name. I bore the weight so you could walk in freedom. I broke the curse so you could inherit the blessing. I carried what crushed you so you could rise without it. That moment on Calvary wasn't the end of my story, it was the foundation of yours. So stop trying to earn what I have already given. Stop measuring your worth by the wounds you carry. Let go of the belief that you must fix yourself before you come to me. I am not looking for performance. I am calling you into presence. I want you to approach me with confidence, because the veil was torn. Access hath been granted. You do not need to knock anymore, you are already inside. You are not defined by your sin. You are not named by your failure. You are sealed with my love and covered by my grace. When I declared, "It is finished," that wasn't poetry, it was power. That included every fear you've battled, every regret that haunted your mind, every accusation whispered against your purpose. They were nailed there with me, defeated there with me, buried there with me, and they did not rise when I did. To take off the garments of guilt, lay down the chains of condemnation. The cross didn't only rescue your soul, it restored your dignity. You are not a beggar at my table. You are a beloved son, a cherished daughter. What I did for you was final, complete, eternal. There is no cave deep enough, no past dark enough, no sin strong enough to outmatch what I accomplished on that hill. Come boldly now. Step into grace like the robe it is. Let it clothe your weary soul and lift your bowed head. I'm not asking you to strive. I'm inviting you to receive. My arms are still open. My love still flows. And the cross still speaks. It was for you. For right now. For the healing you didn't think you deserved. For the peace that feels too far gone. For the wholeness you gave up hoping for. I died so you could live unbound, and I rose so you could walk in light. Don't walk away from what was paid for in full. Come. Be loved. Be redeemed. Be new. The cross declares it. You are never too far gone. You've lived wondering if I would withhold my best. You've questioned whether my promises were for others and not for you. But today, I declare with heaven as my witness, I am not stingy with my goodness. I have not withheld. I will not withhold. I am pouring out, not rationing. I am a Father who delights in lavish love, not limited mercy. Every promise I've spoken is still alive. It is not buried in the past. It is waiting in your obedience. Your inheritance in Christ is not a someday dream. It is a present reality. And I have been longing, yes, longing, to show you just how deep, how wide, how endless my goodness truly is. I am not holding out on you. I'm inviting you into more. I'm waiting for your yes to open the doors I've already prepared. You know what activates the fullness of heaven over your life. It's not perfection. It's alignment. It's obedience rooted in love. And your steps, though uncertain at times, have honored me. Even when you didn't feel strong, you kept walking. Even when you didn't see results, you kept trusting. That has moved me. That has unlocked things in the spirit you have yet to see with your eyes. My child, I am not restrained. I am not reluctant. I withhold nothing good from those who walk with me, not provision, not protection, not purpose. I am the God who multiplies what you give, who restores what you lost, who blesses far beyond what you ask. My storehouses do not run dry. My rivers do not stop flowing. And your life is about to see an outpouring that will make sense of the waiting. Open your heart wider. Believe me more fiercely. Ask boldly. Dream without limits. Your inheritance includes peace that calms storms, joy that dances in trials, wisdom that surpasses understanding, and favor that cannot be earned. I am not limited by your past. I am not constrained by your mistakes. I am only waiting for your expectation to rise so that I may meet you there in fullness. Let go of fear that I'll let you down. Reject the lie that I've passed you over. Stand in the truth that I am the giver of every perfect gift, and I am generous with those I love. I am generous with you. My goodness is not a trickle, it is a flood. It is not a glimpse, it is a glory. So position yourself to receive. Live as one deeply loved. Pray as one deeply trusted. Walk as one deeply called. There is no lack in me, and I will not let you live beneath what my Son paid for. I am not holding anything back. Not now. Not ever. You are positioned for abundance. Get ready. You think your faith has been small, but I say it's been mighty. You believe your trust has wavered, but I say it has prevailed. You see your questions. I see your persistence. Every time you chose to believe when it didn't make sense, when the results didn't match the promise, when the waiting stretched long, your faith was moving things you could not see. Your prayers weren't echoes. They were earthquakes in the spirit. Your declarations, whispered through tears, have shifted atmospheres. Mountains have moved because of what you dared to believe. Not because your faith was flawless, but because your heart stayed pointed toward me. That's what pleases me. That's what unlocks what the natural mind cannot comprehend. I saw when you trusted me instead of retaliating. I saw when you gave generously, though your own needs loomed large. I saw when you lifted your hands in worship with a heart still breaking. And I counted every act of faith as victory. It wasn't loud. It wasn't flashy. But it was real. It was raw. And it was holy. You've trusted me more than you realize. Even when you felt weak, you leaned into me. That was strength. Even when you didn't feel spiritual, you kept believing. That was worship. Even when hope flickered, you refused to extinguish it. That was fire. And now, The winds are shifting. Now, the mountains that once blocked your view are being cast into the sea. You may not have felt it, but you've already been walking through doors your faith unlocked months ago. Your believing heart is not small in my eyes. It is mighty. It is radiant. It has pulled heaven into earth. I've drawn close to your faith like a magnet. I've watched it grow in darkness, in drought, in delay. And now, I am rewarding what was done in secret. I am revealing what was hidden in prayer. I am breathing life into every buried seed. So keep believing, not because of what you see, but because of who I am. Let your faith be relentless. Let it be stubborn in the best way, not tied to results, but rooted in relationship. You are not just a believer. You are a warrior of trust. You have made it this far not by striving, but by standing. And I honor that. Mountains have moved. Chains have broken. Doors have opened. All because you believe. Do not stop now. You are walking in the wake of your own prayers. You've trusted me in the unseen, and your faith has already moved mountains in the spirit. Now let that same faith move through generosity, because what you just heard is not just for you. There are souls still buried in silence, waiting for my whisper to reach them. You've asked me, Lord, how can I be part of this move? This is how. Through your super thanks, your membership, your offering of love, you become my outstretched hand. Every seed you sow is oil on the altar, fire on the lampstand, a river of living word reaching someone's wilderness. I said, give, and it shall be given, and I never speak in vain. Give. Let your gift carry my word to another trembling heart. The donation link is in the video description. Move now and let heaven multiply what you release. You don't see it, but heaven is holding its breath for your next yes. If you stop now, my beloved, it will silence the song that was meant to break chains in others. I placed a divine rhythm in your journey, and every moment has been leading here. I plead with you, don't close this page of your story prematurely. My glory is waiting in the very next breath. You have stared at closed doors with a sinking heart. You have wrestled with the silence, wondering if I forgot the promise. You've questioned every detour, every delay, every sudden turn that seemed to pull you away from what you prayed for. But hear me now, and let this truth go deep. I have not left you wandering. I've been preparing a way, not just any way, but the way that leads you into the fullness of everything I spoke over your life before you ever took your first breath. Not every no was rejection. Some were divine redirections. What you thought was a missed opportunity was my hand of mercy shielding you from lesser things. What you mourned as a loss was actually a layer of protection. I saw what you couldn't. I knew what waited on the other side of that open door, and I intervened because you are far too precious to be led by impulse. I guide you by purpose, not preference. I order your steps with intentionality, not speed. So what felt like the end was never final. It was a pivot, a turning, a holy route that leads directly into promise. You not grieve the path you didn't walk. You not mourn the doors I closed. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not being punished. You are being positioned. You are being refined in the waiting, lined in the holding, and protected in the in-between. My hand has never lifted from your life. I have gone ahead of you, clearing the thorns, leveling the hills, and straightening what once seemed so tangled. What I open, no man can shut. And when I open it, you will not need to force it. You will not need to compromise yourself to receive it. The door will not creak under hesitation. It will swing open with divine ease. That will come with confirmation, not confusion. My path is marked by peace, not striving. When it's me, you will know. And until then, keep trusting. Keep walking. Keep leaning into me. Delay does not mean I change my mind. Delay means I am shaping you for what I've shaped for you. I will not place you into rooms your character isn't ready to inhabit. I will not pour out blessings that your heart cannot yet carry with wisdom. I love you too deeply to rush this. Every step, even the ones you thought were backwards, was part of a larger choreography I orchestrated in perfect love. So take courage. Stop interpreting silence as absence. Listen closely. I am still guiding. My spirit still leads. And soon, the doors will open wide, not just for a moment of opportunity, but for a season of fulfillment. You will look back and see the path I carved was never random. It was holy. And you were never walking in circles, you were walking in my sovereignty. Your way is being prepared. Now prepare your heart to receive it. You felt like you had to keep it all together. You've tried to hold your world up with trembling hands. You've worn strength like a mask while hiding exhaustion underneath it. But my child, let me lift the weight off your shoulders. My grace was never a reward for your perfection. It is the strength that carries you through imperfection. It is not a theory. It is a force. And right now, that force is under you, round you, within you, carrying you when you don't have the energy to move another inch. My grace does not require your worthiness. It only requires your surrender. You don't have to earn it. You only have to receive it. So breathe. Stop trying to perform for what I've already given freely. Come out from under the pressure to do more, be more, prove more. I'm not asking for performance. I'm asking for presence. My power is made perfect in your weakness, not your achievements, not your striving, not your image, but in your broken places, in the areas you tried to hide, in the places where you cried out, God, I can't do this anymore. I was there in that moment, not disappointed, but deeply moved. Because in that surrender, you opened the door for me to show you the depth of my strength. You were never created to carry the burden alone. I am your strength. I am your sustaining breath. I am the one who holds you steady when the world shakes and your knees falter. When you fall, my grace lifts. When you forget, my grace remembers. When you stop, my grace continues. I do not love you for what you do. I love you because you are mine. I do not measure your worth by your outcomes. I measure your worth by the price I paid, and I paid with blood. So let my grace do its work. Let it silence shame. Let it erase regret. Let it meet you exactly where you are, not where you think you should be. You don't need to impress me. You don't need to climb mountains to find me. My spirit is already surrounding you, filling you, empowering you. Abide. That's your command. Not strive. Abide. Rest in me. Walk with me. Let me be the rhythm that steadies your heart. Grace is not your backup plan. It is your lifeline. And it's more than enough. So stop rehearsing your failures. Start receiving your freedom. Grace is not fragile. It does not run dry. It is relentless, like the tide, returning again and again to the shores of your soul. And it will carry you farther than you ever thought possible. My grace is carrying you now. Let go. I've got you. You've wondered if I changed my mind. You've stared at the time, at the calendar, at the fading hope in your chest, and you've asked quietly, did I miss it? But my child, hear me with the full weight of heaven's certainty. I do not forget what I speak. I do not cancel what I've declared. The promise over your life still stands. Time has no authority to undo what I authored. Delay doth not diminish what I designed. I am not shaken by your doubts. I am not moved by how long it's taken. I do not operate on expiration dates. I do not revoke what I sealed. What I have spoken over you still pulses with life, waiting not for perfection, but for persistence. Waiting not for your works, but for your willingness to keep saying yes when the answer feels far away. You've walked through seasons where everything seemed to contradict what I said. You've watched others step into what looked like fulfillment while you held tightly to the fragments of a dream. But I never told you to compare. I called you to trust. And I am the God who watches over His word to perform it. No matter how long the night lasts, no matter how dry the season has become, I am still faithful. I am still near. I am still working behind the veil. Lift your head. I am not done with your story. I have not withdrawn the promise. I have not disqualified you. I am not waiting for you to fix everything. I'm waiting for you to believe again. Breathe new life into the vision I gave you. Dust off the dreams. Stir the embers. The wind of my spirit is blowing again. I have not changed my mind about you. I have not stopped believing in what I placed inside you. The promise is still valid. The vision is still active. The purpose is still alive. And you, my beloved, are closer to fulfillment than you know. So do not walk away now. Do not give up. Do not let time deceive you into believing I've forgotten. I am the Ancient of Days. I move through eternity with precision. And when the appointed moment comes, nothing, no resistance, no opposition, no fear, can stop what I've set in motion. Stand. Stand like you've already received. Declare like it's already here. Praise like it's already done. Because in my heart, it is. The promise still stands. And so will you. Every time you chose to obey when it cost you, when it silenced your pride, when it contradicted what made sense in the natural, you did not lose. You gained access. Every yes spoken in secret, every act of surrender that no one else saw, every private altar where you laid down your will for mine, it has built a foundation under your feet that cannot be shaken. I have seen it all. Not one act of obedience has gone unnoticed. Not one hath been in vain. You thought you were simply enduring, but I was unlocking doors that no man could force open. You've questioned whether obedience still matters in a world that rewards compromise. But I tell you this, obedience will take you where talent cannot. It will open dimensions of glory that gifting alone can never reach. Obedience is the language of heaven. It is the key that turns locks rusted by fear and resistance. It is the evidence that you trust me beyond what you can see. And because you have chosen to trust, I am responding with divine movement. Doors are opening, not just of opportunity, but of transformation. Obedience doesn't just change your circumstances. It changes you. It expands your spirit to carry more of my presence. It matures your discernment to walk with clarity in environments that once confused you. It builds authority not just for yourself, but for others connected to your calling. Your yes has power beyond your life. It shakes generational structures and breaks cycles that have long claimed your family line. Even the smallest act of obedience becomes a seed. And I never forget the seeds sown in faith. Some bloom in days. Some break the ground after years. But everyone takes root in my soil, and I water each with purpose. You've looked at your sacrifices and wondered if they were worth it. Let me answer clearly, yes. They have authored moments in your story that will bear fruit for decades. You don't need applause to validate what I've seen. I reward in secret what was sown in silence. The world may not understand the cost, but heaven has recorded every step. Your obedience has honored me more than your knowledge ever could. You may not see the full harvest yet, but know this: obedience has already shifted the spiritual landscape around you. Keep going. Keep saying yes, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. That is where doors begin to creak open. That is where I start to release favor that cannot be earned, promotions that cannot be explained, breakthroughs that cannot be denied. I will open the doors. I will part the waters. I will lead you into rooms where your voice will carry kingdom authority. Not because you forced your way in, but because your obedience paved the path. The world honors hustle. They honor surrender. And your surrender has not been wasted. It hath been multiplied. It has unlocked realms you don't even know you're walking into yet. Trust me. Keep saying yes. The reward will not be delayed. There's a shaping happening inside of you, not visible to the natural eye, but more real than the breath in your lungs. You felt the tension, the pressure, the stretching in your soul, and wondered what it all meant. Is me. I am forming you, not into someone new, but into the fullness of who I always knew you would become. You are not drifting aimlessly through hardship. You are being refined in fire that does not consume, but purifies. You are not unraveling. You are unfolded. You've measured yourself by progress. I measure you by process. You've asked, when will I arrive? I respond, look at how far you've come. You are not the same as you were. You've been transformed, layer by layer, wound by wound, revelation by revelation. I have carved my image into your inner life through seasons of pressure and promise. You are more like me than you've realized. This transformation has not come easily. It has been costly. It has required letting go of what was once comfortable. It has meant shedding old identities that no longer fit the weight of glory I have placed upon you. You've had to unlearn voices that once defined you and tune your spirit to my whisper. This has not been a cosmetic change. This is not surface-level improvement. This is a rebirth. This is sacred construction. I am building you from the inside out. Every time you yielded instead of resisting, you made space for me. Every time you chose humility over pride, purity over popularity, surrender over self-preservation, you align more deeply with my nature. I'm not just shaping your habits. I'm reshaping your heart. I'm fortifying your soul. I'm sculpting your identity so that when the weight of destiny comes, it does not crush you. It crowns you. You may not recognize your reflection right now, but I do. I see my character shining through your eyes. I see my love expressed in your compassion. I see my truth echoing in your words. You are not trying to become someone else. You are becoming who you already are in me. You are not a stranger to yourself. You are finally coming home. And it's not just for you. This transformation is birthing legacy. It will touch generations. Others will find healing in what once hurt you. Others will discover their voice because you refused to stay silent. Others will see the image of God because you embraced your becoming instead of running from it. Keep becoming. Keep yielding. Keep letting me do the deep work. You are being molded into my likeness, shaped by eternity, designed for impact. The old has passed away, not by force, but by surrender. And behold, the new is rising. You are standing in the center of transformation, and if you turn away now, you will step out of what I've labored to shape within you. My hands are still molding. My fire is still refining. To walk away now would be to interrupt the very becoming you've cried out for. Today, Let me finish. I promise. The pain will not outlive my purpose. You've prayed with groans that had no language. You waited with faith that felt like a flicker. You held on while hope was thin, thinking nothing was moving. But I speak to you now with the force of heaven's certainty. Your breakthrough is not stalled. It is in motion. It is not delayed. It is in divine transit. You may not see the movement, but I assure you, I am orchestrating details behind the veil of time with perfect precision. Every prayer you've prayed has moved me. Not one syllable was ignored. I've been gathering the cries of your heart like precious treasure, storing them in my hands, weighing them with the weight of mercy, and releasing the response at the appointed hour. That hour is drawing near. Not because you finally got it all right, but because the time I set before the world began is coming into alignment. I am arranging the people, preparing the places, and aligning the pavilion. You felt silence, but I've been working in the soil. I've been planting answers in places your eyes cannot reach. I've been shifting obstacles out of your path without you even knowing. Your breakthrough is not a distant hope. It is a current reality, approaching like the dawn, undeniable and unstoppable. You don't need to strive to make it happen. You need only to remain positioned in faith. Continue trusting. Continue worshiping. Continue living in expectation. I have not forgotten. I have not changed my mind. I have not withdrawn what I promised. I am not slow. I am precise. And when I move, it will be swift, and it will be complete. You won't have to question if it's me. The peace that comes with it will silence every doubt. The fruit that follows it will testify louder than any words. The restoration, the redemption, the realignment. It will be too exact to be coincidence. You will see my fingerprints all over it. So don't stop praying. Don't let discouragement sabotage what is already being birthed. You are walking in the direction of your own answered prayer. What's on the way will not just meet your need, it will exceed your hope. I don't just fulfill, I overflow. I don't just give, I multiply. I don't just meet expectations, I shatter them with glory. Breakthrough is not a fantasy. It is your next chapter. So adjust your posture. Lift your head. Prepare your hands to receive. What you've sown in tears is returning in joy. What you've carried in silence is being released in power. This is not just survival. It is the beginning of revival in your life. Your breakthrough is in motion, and nothing can stop what I have already set in place. You've carried weights that were never yours to bear. You've stood in wars that made you question your ability, your worth, even your calling. The pressure to win, to hold it all together, to defend what you barely had strength to protect. It has been immense. And yet, here you are. Not because you had all the answers, but because I've been surrounding you in ways you could not see. The battle you've been fighting was never yours to win alone. It was mine from the beginning. You are not failing because you feel weary. You are not weak because you want to rest. You are not faithless because you've had questions. I am not counting your doubts, I am counting your dependence. I am not disappointed by your limitations. I am glorified when you place them in my hands. Let this truth burn into your spirit. The outcome does not rest on your shoulders. I am the one who wars for you. Lift your eyes from the giants. Look past the battlefield. Fix your gaze on me. I have not stepped away. I have stepped in. I've gone before you, disarming what you feared, silencing voices of intimidation, and scattering strategies of darkness. I am not merely watching. I am commanding the victory. Heaven's armies do not stand still when you pray. They respond to my voice. and my voice is aligned with your obedience. You've tried to fight with logic, with effort, with the strength of your own resolve. But I invite you now to step into my strategy: rest, trust, surrender. These are your weapons. They do more damage to the enemy than any striving could ever achieve. When you trust me, you disarm fear. When you rest in me, you confuse darkness. When you choose to believe despite what you see, you activate my authority. Let me fight for you. Hand me the battle. Release what you've been gripping with trembling hands. I do not lose. I do not retreat. I do not forget my promises, and I never forsake my beloved. The war is mine to win. You are not alone in this conflict. You are not outnumbered. You are not outmatched. You are surrounded by grace, guarded by angels, and upheld by a covenant sealed in blood. You do not need to perform victory. You only need to stand in it. Be still, not because you've given up, but because you've given it to me. Let your stillness be an act of radical faith. Let your quiet confidence declare, my God fights for me. I will finish what I began. I will defend what I've spoken. I will overcome what tries to oppose your destiny. Do not be afraid of what rises against you. Fear no evil. I am greater than anything formed against you. And I do not fight to survive. I fight to establish victory. And I always win. This is not your defeat. This is my demonstration. The battle belongs to me. Rest now, child. I've already claimed the victory. You have searched for something constant in a world of shifting shadows. You've questioned your worth in quiet moments, held together by fragile hope and aching prayers. But I want you to hear me now, not in concept, not in borrowed belief, but in the marrow of your being. You are deeply loved. This is not a love that flickers when you fall. This is not a love that leaves when you break. This is not a love that waits for you to become someone else. It is eternal. It is unshakable. It is mine. I love you before you could love me. I loved you in the womb, before time began. And my love did not begin with your awareness. It began with my decision. I chose you. I wanted you. Not because of what you would accomplish, but because of who you are to me. You are not tolerated. You are treasured. You are not overlooked. You are honored. You are not an afterthought. You are my delight. Stop measuring my love by your feelings. Feelings change. I do not. Stop gauging my nearness by your emotions. I am closer than your next breath. You are wrapped in my presence even now, held more securely than you've ever imagined. I know the battles you face, the insecurities you try to hide, the memories that still sting, the scars you wish weren't there. And I love you through all of it. Not in spite of it, but through it. My love doesn't bypass the brokenness. It inhabits it, heals it, redeems it. You've tried to earn what has already been lavished. You've run from me when I was running toward you. You've doubted me when I was defending you. And still, my love has never withdrawn. I don't love you less in your struggle. I don't love you more in your victory. My love is not a reaction. It is the constant reality that defines who you are, beloved. Let my love be your anchor. Let it steady you when everything else shakes. Let it remind you that you are never alone. Let it give you courage to face what you fear, to speak when your voice trembles, to rise when your knees shake. My love will never run dry. It will never grow weary. It will never look away. You are not tolerated. You are treasured. You are not hard to love. You are my joy. Receive it now. Not as an idea, but as a divine invasion. Let it soak into every dry place. Let it rewrite every lie. Let it become the lens through which you see yourself. You are not your past. You are not your wounds. You are mine. And that alone defines your worth. No matter where you've been, no matter what you've done, nothing can separate you from my love. Nothing. Not fear, not time. You are loved without condition. You are wanted without question. You are held without hesitation. My love is the truth that never changes. And it is yours. Now and forever. You've come farther than you know. You've crossed deserts that tried to strip you bare. You've climbed through valleys where hope seemed to disappear into dust. You've walked paths where the silence screamed louder than your prayers. But I tell you this now with my hand upon your heart. You are closer than you've ever been. Don't stop. Don't retreat. Don't give up now. You're almost there. The weariness you feel is not weakness. It is the weight of transition. The pressure is not punishment. It is the final push before the breakthrough. The enemy has pressed harder because he sees what you cannot. He knows the gates of breakthrough are opening. He senses the shift before it arrives. That's why resistance has increased. That's why the distractions have multiplied. But you were not built to break here. You were formed in my fire, sculpted in my strength, and filled with my spirit. Each step you take is sacred. Each choice to keep walking, despite fatigue, despite fear, despite confusion, is a declaration of trust. You are not surviving by chance. You are moving by faith. And I've been walking every step beside you, even when you couldn't feel me. I've been speaking in the silence, strengthening you in secret, securing every loose piece that felt like it might fall apart. The journey has not been easy, but it has not been in vain. Your perseverance has crushed lies. Your endurance has shattered strongholds. Your obedience has carved new paths where there were none. What awaits you is not just an answer to prayer. It is the fulfillment of my promise. And you are on the edge of it. Do not be fooled by what your eyes see. Let your spirit lead now. Let your memory recall how I've carried you through every other season you thought would be the end. This is not the end. This is the threshold. And I am waiting for you to take the next step, not in strength, but in surrender. You are not walking in circles. You are ascending. Each moment of faith is a key turning in eternity. Each decision to keep going is a seed being watered. And very soon, the fruit will burst forth. I am not teasing you with visions. I am positioning you for fulfillment. Keep walking. Not because the way is easy, but because the promise is sure. What's on the other side will silence the doubt, heal the ache, and redeem the years. You're not walking to me. You're walking with me. I am not at the finish line. I am beside you, breath by breath, moment by moment. You've made it too far to turn back, and what I've prepared will be worth every scar. You are almost there. Keep walking. What you have walked through has not been light. You have felt the sting of loss, the crushing silence of waiting, and the ache of unanswered questions. The pain you carried was not imaginary. It was real, sharp, and at times unbearable. But let me speak now with the full force of eternal truth. The weight of your suffering will be eclipsed by the magnitude of glory I am about to reveal. You have not been abandoned in darkness, you have been hidden in preparation. I did not allow the crushing to destroy you. I allowed it to deepen you. I permitted the storm, not to drown you, but to anchor you. Every trial, every wound, every hour you didn't think you would survive, it has forged something eternal in you. It has not just refined your faith, it has carved out space for my glory to dwell. You were not just being tested, you were being trusted. I trusted you with pain because I knew what it would produce. I knew it would birth power. I knew it would make room for something that would last far beyond this life. You've asked, was it worth it? Let me answer without hesitation, yes. What you will carry from this will bless more than you know. The glory I will pour into your life will not only redeem your suffering, it will multiply it into healing for others. Your story will become a weapon. Your scars will shine with the light of resurrection. And the very places where the enemy tried to destroy you will become altars of transformation. You will see it. You will not miss the harvest of this season. I will not let you end in ashes. I will crown you in joy. I will clothe you in beauty. I will turn what was meant for your destruction into divine acceleration, and not just for your benefit, but for generations beyond you. Your endurance has broken barriers your children will never have to face. Your yes in the fire has built a bridge for those who come behind you. You have created legacy with your perseverance. You have changed history with your obedience. So lift your eyes. Wipe the tears. Let your spirit receive this now. The glory is not behind you. It is ahead. And it will not be momentary. It will not flicker like the approval of men. It will rest on you like oil, flowing from the throne of grace, marking you as one who did not quit, one who did not bow to despair, one who chose to believe when everything else said give up. What I am about to do in your life will be undeniable. It will silence the voice of accusation. It will reverse the seasons of delay. It will answer questions you stopped asking. This is not compensation. This is indication. You will not come out empty. You will come out radiant, transformed, and carrying weight in the spirit that cannot be imitated or fabricated. The story I am writing with your life is filled with power. Every chapter has been an altar. Every detour, a divine plot. And now, as this chapter closes and the next begins, know this. This is the moment when everything shifts. Not because of what you've earned, but because of who I am. I do not let my children remain in ashes. I bring them into beauty. I do not end in death. I resurrect. I do not whisper promises only to forget them. I fulfill them, completely and extravagantly. You are not just clothes. You are standing on the threshold. What comes next will not just restore, it will reveal. The glory ahead will be greater than every trial behind. And when it comes, you will understand nothing was wasted. Everything was holy, and you were never forsaken. You were always in the fire with me. The glory will be greater. Prepare your heart. It is time. The glory ahead is greater than all the pain behind. And now, I invite you to become part of that glory for someone else. Don't let this word stop with you. Let it flow through you like a living stream. You prayed, use me, Lord. This is how I answer. Through your giving, through your super thanks, through your membership, through the PayPal seed you place in faith. A link in the video description. It's not just a button. It's a doorway to impact. When you give, you don't support a video. You deliver my voice into someone else's breaking point. I blessed every gift you bring to my altar. I will multiply it in favor, in peace, in generational deliverance. Now rise. Believe you. And watch what I release next through your obedience. This is your moment to agree with heaven. Not tomorrow. Not when you feel ready. Right now. Lift your voice. Write it. Speak it aloud. Declare it in the comments below. Make a public decree that aligns your faith with what I've already released. You are not waiting for permission. You've been given access. So write it. Declare it. Seal it with your own words. I am closer than I've ever been. Speak it into your atmosphere. Let your own voice remind your soul of what I've revealed. Your journey is not random. Your steps are not wasted. The pressing has not disqualified you. It has positioned you. Now invite others into this revelation. Encourage someone who might be weary. Stir faith in someone else's storm. Share this message, not for numbers but for impact. Every time my word is declared, it multiplies. So do not keep it to yourself. You carry breakthrough in your mouth. And before you close this moment, breathe with me one last time. Let my presence wrap around you like a mantle of peace. You are not going back. You are crossing over. If this word pierced your spirit, declare it boldly in the comments. My breakthrough is in motion. I will not stop. I am closer than I know. Let these words be your banner. Let them mark your page, your day, your spirit. You are not who you were. You are becoming who I destined you to be. Now rise. Comment your declaration. Share the word. Walk in faith. The gates of heaven are open over you. You are closer than you know. And the glory ahead will be greater than anything behind. I see you looking at your life, not with eyes of faith, but through a lens clouded with the weariness of your struggle. What you see right now, the reality that feels so solid and unchangeable, is but a shadow, a faint and distorted echo of the magnificent truth I am orchestrating for you. You look at the pile of bills on your counter, and you feel that familiar knot of anxiety tighten in your stomach, whispering of lack and fear. You see the strained expression on a loved one's face, and you hear a silence that feels heavier and more painful than any shouted word. At your job, you feel the crushing pressure to do more, to be more, and yet you carry the sinking feeling of being utterly overlooked, wondering if your hard work will ever truly matter. This, my beloved, is the veil of perception. It is the heavy fog that your worries, your fears, and the loud opinions of the world have draped over your heart. You feel this distance between us, don't you? It feels like static on the line, a chasm that has opened up between your prayers and my answers. You mistake this feeling for a mountain, a great and impassable barrier. But that is a lie forged in the heart of fear. This distance you feel, my precious one, is nothing more than morning mist. It is temporary and thin, and my very presence, the warmth of my unwavering love for you, is the sun that is, at this very moment, beginning to burn it all away. So do not mistake the length of this trial for my absence. Please hear me on this. You think that because the answer has not yet appeared in your hand, that I have not heard your desperate pleas. You believe that because the storm still rages around you, I am not in the boat with you. Oh, my child, turn your eyes from the waves and look at me. It is in the very heart of the fire that I am closest, shielding you from the flames. I am with you in the heat of that unspoken tension, in the lonely, sleepless hours of the night when your mind refuses to rest. My presence is not a prize you win when life is easy. It is the unbreakable promise that sustains you when life is impossibly hard. The enemy, that old accuser, delights in magnifying your struggle. He holds it up to your face, making it seem immense, overwhelming, and permanent. He does this for one simple reason: to obscure my proximity. He wants to convince you that you are fighting this battle all by yourself. He wants you to believe this trial is your final destination when, in truth, it is merely the pathway to your promotion. So pause with me now, just for a moment. Take a deep breath. Can you feel that? Underneath all the noise and the fear, there is a quiet stillness. That is my peace, pressing in, waiting for you to receive it. I am working behind the scenes, in realms you cannot yet perceive. While you are staring at the door that seems permanently shut, I am building a brand new hallway just for you. While you are mourning what you believe has been lost forever, I am preparing a restoration so complete, so detailed, that it will leave you breathless with gratitude. Your breakthrough is not some distant, flickering star you can only dream of. It is the rising sun, already glowing just below your horizon, about to break forth and flood your world with light. You are so much closer than you feel. The darkness you have been enduring is not a permanent state. It is the final, deep hour of the night that always comes just before the dawn. Trust me. Do not trust your feelings of distance. Trust my unchanging, unshakable, and ever-present love for you. The veil is thinning, my child. Your morning is coming. My child, I know there are times, especially lately, when my voice seems silent. You pray, you cry out, you listen with everything you have, but all you hear is the echo of your own questions. You check your phone, hoping for a sign. You drive in your car whispering, "Are you even there?" And the silence that answers feels like a judgment. You see others talk about their dramatic encounters with me, and it makes you feel like you are being ignored, left outside in the cold. I want to speak directly to that feeling of abandonment. This quiet you are experiencing is not abandonment. It is an invitation to a much deeper level of trust. It is a classroom where your spirit is learning a new language. At first, it just sounds like noise or nothing at all. But I am teaching you to hear me not just in the thunder, but in the stillness. I am training your ear to hear my guidance in the gentle nudge of your own conscience, in the sudden peace that settles over you for no reason, in the wisdom found in my written word that you have read 100 times but suddenly see with new eyes. When I seem silent, I am cultivating a resilience in you that noise could never produce. A faith that is built on constant signs and wonders is a fragile faith. It is dependent on feelings and external proofs. I am calling you to something far more powerful, far more unshakable. I am calling you to a faith that leans not on what you see or hear, but on the unchanging truth of my character. Who have I been to you in the past? Have I not been faithful? Have I not provided? Have I not rescued you? My silence now does not erase my history with you. Instead, it is the fertile ground, the dark, rich soil, where the seeds of your greatest faith are taking root. Down in the quiet dark, where nothing seems to be happening on the surface, those roots are growing deep, searching for the living water of my promises, anchoring your soul so that when the winds of the next storm come, you will not be toppled. You are closer to truly understanding my heart when you can trust me in the quiet. You are closer to me when your first instinct is not to panic, but to remember my promises. This season is stripping away your dependency on spiritual highs and emotional experiences and replacing it with a solid, wedded reliance on me alone. It is a sacred process. I am weaning you from the milk of simple faith to the solid food of mature trust. It is out of bodyhood. It is of emotion. You are learning to walk not by sight, but by a faith so profound that you can stand in the middle of an unanswered prayer and still lift your hands in praise, confident that I am good and my plan is perfect. This is the faith that moves mountains. This is the faith that silences the accuser. And this is the faith I am forging in you, right now, in this very silence. So do not despise the quiet, my child. Lean into it. For in the stillness, you will find a strength and an intimacy with me that you never knew was possible. You are learning to hear my heartbeat. My beloved, let me talk to you about the weariness that has settled deep into your bones. It's the exhaustion that comes not at the beginning of a challenge, but when you have been running the race for so long you can barely remember a time you weren't fighting. The final miles of a long journey always feel the hardest. Your spiritual lungs burn, Your muscles ache with the effort of just putting one foot in front of the other, and the temptation to just sit down on the side of the road and give up can be overwhelming. This is where you are. You look ahead, and the distance to the promise I've given you seems to stretch on forever. But I have come to tell you today, the finish line is in sight. What you perceive as an endless road is, from my perspective, just the final turn. Do not grow weary now. Do not let your heart fail you when victory is this close. Everything you have prayed for, cried for, and fought for is just ahead. Every single step of obedience you take, no matter how small or insignificant it feels, shortens the perceived distance. When you choose to be kind when you feel like lashing out, you take a giant leap forward. When you choose to trust me with your finances for one more day, you are closing the gap. When you forgive that person who doesn't deserve it, you are sprinting toward the finish line. These are not small things to me. They are acts of a warrior. And I want you to understand the resistance you are feeling right now. The pressure has intensified, hasn't it? The attacks seem more frequent, the lies of the enemy more specific and cruel. This is not a sign that you are losing. It is the undeniable proof that you are winning. This resistance is the frantic, desperate thrashing of a darkness that is fighting a battle it has already lost. The enemy sees your destination even when you cannot, and he is throwing everything he has at you in these final moments to try and stop you. He wouldn't be fighting you this hard if you weren't a significant threat to his kingdom and on the very threshold of your breakthrough. I am strengthening your legs for this final ascent. I am pouring a supernatural energy into your spirit. When you feel you cannot take another step, my grace will carry you. When you think your faith is depleted, my own faithfulness will be your shield. You have come too far to turn back now. Think of all you have walked through to get to this point. Remember the giants you have already faced, the seas I have already parted for you, the fires I have already brought you through. The same power that sustained you then is surging within you now. You are closer than ever to walking into the land I have prepared for you, a land of rest, a land of provision, a land where the battles of the wilderness are a distant memory. This is not the time for rest. This is the time for the final push. Fix your eyes on me. Ignore the shouts of the enemy. Feel my strength coursing through you, and run your race. Your victory is not just possible. It is guaranteed. You are almost home. My child, I know that in this season of waiting, it often feels as though nothing is happening. You look at your circumstances, and they appear the same as they were yesterday, last week, last year. The enemy whispers to you that this time is being wasted, that I have forgotten you. I need you to understand a profound truth. While you are waiting, I am working. While you are in the hallway, I am preparing the room. While you feel you are in a holding pattern, I am orchestrating a divine conspiracy of grace on your behalf. My work is not always visible to your eyes, but it is constant, and it is for your good. I am not just preparing the destination for you. I am preparing you for the destination. What good would it be to give you the blessing you've prayed for if your character was not ready to steward it? What if I gave you the promotion, but you lacked the humility to handle it? What if I restored the relationship, but you had not yet learned the patience and forgiveness required to maintain it? See, this waiting period is a crucible for your character. I am teaching you things you could not learn in a season of ease. I am removing obstacles from your future path that you do not even know exist. There are conversations happening that you are not privy to, hearts being softened that you have prayed for, opportunities being aligned that would have been impossible before. Think of it like a master craftsman with a precious piece of wood. To the untrained eye, he may seem to be just sanding and shaping, a slow and tedious process. But the craftsman knows that this preparation is essential for the final masterpiece to be revealed. I am that craftsman, and you are that masterpiece. I am sanding away the rough edges of impatience. I am carving out the knots of insecurity. I am treating the wood of your heart so that it can bear the weight of the glory I am about to place upon it. So when you feel that frustration rising, that sense of how much longer, God, I want you to replace it with a quiet confidence. Say to your own heart, my Father is at work. People and circumstances are being moved like pieces on a divine chessboard, all in your favor. The blessing I have for you is being tailored perfectly to your specific needs and, ultimately, for my glory. It is not a one-size-fits-all solution. It is a custom-made miracle, designed with an intimate knowledge of your deepest desires and your greatest potential. You are closer than you think to a suddenly that has been in the works for a very long time. What will feel to you like an overnight shift has been the culmination of months, or even years, of my unseen preparation. Every tear you've cried has watered the ground. Every prayer you've prayed has been a seed. And every moment you have chosen to trust me in this waiting hath been cultivating the soil. The work is almost done. Be patient a little while longer. The unveiling is at hand. My precious one, in this time when you feel you are waiting for the big, undeniable miracle, I want you to open your eyes to the constant, smaller miracles that fill your everyday life. The enemy wants you to believe I am absent, but I am leaving fingerprints of my faithfulness all around you. You just have to learn to see them. Stop for a moment and look for them. I am not asking you to imagine them. I am asking you to recognize them. These are not coincidences. They are signposts I have placed along your path, whispering to your heart, I am here. Keep going. You are on the right track. What about that moment of unexplainable peace that settled on you in the middle of a chaotic day, when everything was screaming for you to panic, but for a few minutes, your heart was still? That, my child, was a shadow of my wings covering you. What about the breath that is in your lungs right now? That deep inhale and exhale is a rhythmic testament that I have not finished my work with you yet. As long as you have breath, you have purpose, and I am sustaining you. The very provision you have for this exact day, the food in your pantry, the roof over your head, is the undeniable proof that I will provide for your tomorrow. I am your Jehovah Jireh, your provider, not just for the past, but for the present and the future. Think about the God winks, those small synchronicities that are too perfect to be random. The friend who called with a word of encouragement just when you were about to give up. The song on the radio that spoke the exact words your soul needed to hear. Finding that lost item you had been searching for. These are my personal messages to you. My way of cutting through the noise to let you know I see the details of your life. I am intimately involved. My care for you is not just general. It is intensely personal and specific. I want you to start a new habit. Each day, before your feet hit the floor in the morning, or before you close your eyes at night, I want you to find one piece of evidence of my presence from your day. One God wink. One moment of peace. One provision. When you begin to actively look for these things, your perspective will shift. The atmosphere in your heart will change from one of despair to one of expectation. You will start to see that you are not waiting for me to show up. You are awakening to the reality that I have been there all along. The grand miracle you are praying for is not separate from these small evidences. It is the culmination of them. They are the breadcrumbs of grace I have been leaving for you, leading you all the way home to the fulfillment of your promise. So today, look around. I am speaking to you. My love is not silent, and my presence is not hidden. It is everywhere, waiting for your heart to acknowledge it. My child, Do not turn away now. We have only just begun to clear the fog. You have started to see the small evidences of my hand, but there is so much more I must show you about my heart. To stop here would be to see the gifts I have left for you, but to refuse the very embrace of the giver. That would grieve me more than you know. Stay with me. The fire of your trial has a purpose I must explain. My child, let's talk about the pain. I see the heat of this trial you are in. It feels intense, consuming, and at times you fear it will burn you to ashes. You cry out, wondering why a loving father would allow such a painful process. I need you to understand. The fire you feel is not meant to consume you, but to purify you. The intense heat is not a sign of my anger. It is a sign of my intimate focus upon you. I am a refiner, and you, my beloved, are more precious to me than the finest gold. Just as a goldsmith uses intense fire to burn away the dross, the impurities, the imperfections, so I am using the pressure of your current circumstances to burn away everything in you that is not of me. I am burning away the fear that has held you captive. I am burning away the pride that has kept you from fully relying on me. I am burning away the insecurity that has made you question the identity I have given you. The very intensity of this process means the work is almost complete. A goldsmith does not waste fire on worthless materials. He applies his most intense heat to his most valuable treasures because he knows the potential that lies within. The fact that you are feeling this pressure is a testament to how valuable you are to me and how magnificent the final result will be. Your gold does not fear the furnace, for it knows it will emerge more brilliant, more reflective, and more valuable than before. This trial is not diminishing you. It is defining you. It is preparing you to reflect my glory in a way that will astound the world around you. People will look at your life, see the purity and strength of your character, and they will know that you have been through the fire with me and have come out victorious. The pressure you feel is a divine sign that a diamond is being formed. Diamonds are made under the most extreme pressure and heat. It is that very hardship that transforms a common element into a rare and priceless gem. The weight you feel on your shoulders, the situations that are pressing in on you from all sides, that is the spiritual pressure that is forging in you an unbreakable strength, a multifaceted beauty, and a clarity of purpose. You are closer than you know to the moment of your unveiling. Do not try to escape the fire. Do not curse the process. Instead, surrender to it. Trust my hand, even when you feel the heat. Know that I am in control of the temperature, and I will not allow it to become more than you can bear. I am right there in the furnace with you, just as I was with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. The fire will not harm you. It will only set you free from the ropes that bind you. Embrace this sacred refining. You are coming forth as pure gold. My child, I know that deep within the furnace of this trial, you have asked me the most human of questions. Why? You have looked at your pain, your struggle, your relentless battle, and you have wondered what purpose it could possibly serve. It feels pointless, a heavy and meaningless burden you have been forced to carry. Today, I want to pull back the curtain and show you the profound purpose that is being forged within your pain. Your current struggle is not just for you. This fire is forging the testimony that will one day be the key to set someone else free. You are on the very verge of becoming a living, breathing story of my faithfulness, and a story is only powerful if it speaks of overcoming great odds. Easy victories inspire few, but the stories of rising from the ashes, of light piercing the deepest darkness, those are the stories that change the world. Think of it this way. The chapter of waiting and struggling you are in right now will make the chapter of victory all the more glorious and all the more believable to a watching, hurting world. I am not just writing a story for you. I am crafting a narrative through you that will dismantle doubt in the hearts of others. The very area where you feel weakest, the very struggle that has brought you to your knees, is the area where I will give you the most profound authority. When you finally walk out of this financial wilderness, you will be able to look another person in the eyes, someone drowning in debt and fear, and speak with a power that no one who has only known abundance could ever possess. When I heal your broken heart, you will be able to comfort those who are grieving with a tenderness born not of theory, but of experience. Your pain is being redeemed. It is being transformed from a weapon the enemy used against you into a powerful weapon of healing and hope in your hands, for my kingdom. You are so much closer to being a beacon of hope for those who feel lost, just as you once did. Do not resent the journey. Do not despise the struggle. I am with you in it, and I promise you, not a single tear hath been wasted. Every moment of this fight is adding weight and power to the story I will tell through you. One day, you will stand before someone who is exactly where you are right now, and you will become my voice of hope to them. You will say with unshakable conviction, I know it feels impossible, but let me tell you about my God. Your life will be the proof. Your victory will be their hope. This is the sacred purpose in your pain. It is not pointless. It is powerful. And the day you step into that power is closer than you know. Section 8. The strengthening of your spirit, my beloved. Let us speak of your strength. I know you do not feel strong right now. You feel spiritually weak, tired, and perhaps even like an amateur in the things of faith. You see others who seem so confident, and you compare your internal struggle with their external appearance. I want you to see this season from my perspective. This is your training ground. Your spiritual muscles are being developed, not in a time of ease but in this season of intense resistance. Just as an athlete builds muscle not by lifting what is light, but by straining against what is heavy, your spirit is growing stronger by pushing against the resistance you face every day. Every time you choose faith over fear, you are completing a repetition. Every time you trust my word over your feelings, you are building spiritual muscle. You are not getting weaker in this process. You are becoming a spiritual heavyweight. I am teaching you how to wield the sword of my word with greater skill and authority. It is one thing to quote my promises when the sun is shining, but it is another thing entirely to declare them in the face of a storm. In this season, my word is becoming more than just letters on a page to you. It is becoming your very life source, your weapon, your defense. Your prayer life is also deepening. It is changing from a child's wish list into a warrior's cry. You are learning to pray with tenacity, to stand your ground, to wage war in the heavenlies for the promises I have given you. This is a level of spiritual maturity that cannot be rushed. It must be forged in the fires of necessity. Furthermore, I am sharpening your spiritual discernment. In this world filled with noise, with so many voices competing for your attention, I am teaching you to distinguish my voice from the enemy's lies. You are learning to recognize his whispers of condemnation, fear, and confusion because you are becoming so intimately familiar with my whispers of love, peace, and truth. Do not be discouraged by your perceived weakness. It is in that very weakness that you are learning to fully depend on my strength, and that is where your true power lies. I am transforming you from a spiritual infant into a spiritual giant, prepared to take possession of the territory I have destined for you. The level of breakthrough I have planned requires a level of spiritual maturity that you are, right now, attaining. Do not quit your training. The graduation ceremony is just around the corner, and you are being prepared to not only receive your victory, but to sustain it. My child, I want you to bring to mind the promise I spoke over your life. Do you remember it? That moment, perhaps long ago, when my word came to you with such clarity and light. It may have been a promise of restoration, of healing, of purpose, or of a breakthrough for your family. In that moment, your heart soared, and you felt certain of its fulfillment. But now, in the long silence and the hard-fought battles, the echo of that promise may have grown faint. The harsh reality of your circumstances seems to shout much louder than the whisper of what I once said. I am here today to tell you this. My word spoken over your life does not have an expiration date. It is as true and as powerful today as it was the moment I first spoke it. The promise I gave you in the light is still true in the darkness. Do not make the mistake of measuring the truth of my word by the reality of your current situation. Your circumstances are temporary. They are subject to change. My covenant with you, however, is eternal and unchanging. I am not a man that I should lie. If I said it, I will do it. If I have spoken it, I will bring it to pass. I command you today to take that promise and hold it up like a shield against the fiery arrows of doubt. Do not allow your feelings of disappointment or the calendar of your impatience to shout louder than my covenant. The fulfillment of that promise is nearer now than when you first believed. Every day that passes is not a day further from your miracle. It is a day closer to it. I want you to see every sunrise as a personal reminder from me to you. It is a daily testament that my mercies are new every single morning, and my faithfulness is great. The sun does not fail to rise, and my promises will not fail to be fulfilled. This is your anchor in the final stretch of this storm. When the winds of doubt howl, hold fast to what I have spoken. When the waves of fear threaten to overwhelm you, anchor your soul to the certainty of my promise. Speak it out loud. Write it down where you can see it every day. Remind your own soul of the truth when it is tempted to believe the lies. I have not changed my mind. I have not forgotten you. The plan is still in motion. The word I gave you is not just a past memory. It is a future reality that is drawing closer with every breath you take. Hold on. It is coming. Section 10. The convergence of time, my child. Let us correct your understanding of time. You live in a world governed by the clock, by chronos, sequential, measurable time. And by that clock, it feels like I am slow. It feels like this season of waiting has gone on for far too long, and your heart grows weary with impatience. But I do not operate on the world's clock. My realm is the realm of Kairos, the divinely appointed, perfect, opportune time. And I tell you with all the love in my heart, my timing is not slow. It is perfect. It is precise. I am never early, and I am never late. I am always exactly on time. You are approaching a Kairos moment in your life. The seasons are shifting in the spirit realm, and your season of waiting and wilderness is about to give way to a season of fulfillment and promise. I want you to imagine a great and complex symphony. If the violins come in too early, or the drums too late, the harmony is ruined. The conductor, the maestro, knows the exact moment each instrument must play its part to create the beautiful, breathtaking masterpiece. I am the conductor of your life, and what may seem to you like a long, discordant delay is, in fact, me ensuring that every piece is perfectly in place for the grand crescendo. All your prayers, all your tears, all your acts of faith and obedience over these many days and nights, they are not scattered, forgotten events. They are converging. They are like streams flowing from the mountains, all meeting at a single, appointed moment in the valley below to form a mighty river of breakthrough. You are closer than you know to the divine intersection of your preparation and my promotion. Do not despise the process, for it is this very process that is aligning you with the perfect precision of my clock. If I had given you the blessing a year ago, you would not have been ready for it. If I had answered the prayer last month, other crucial pieces would not have been in place. Trust my wisdom. Trust my timing. You are on the verge of stepping into a moment that has been prepared for you since before the foundation of the world. It is a moment where all things will suddenly click into place, where the locked tumblers will align, and the door will swing open with ease. So when you are tempted to grow impatient, remind your soul that the maestro is at work, and the final, triumphant chord is about to be struck. Your kairos is at hand. My child, just as there is a divine timing for your breakthrough, this moment is a divinely appointed time for you to act. You have prayed, "Use me, Lord, for your purpose." This is how I am answering you now, at this precise intersection of grace. Every super thanks or membership is a seed you sow into the fertile ground of another soul's kairos moment, carrying my voice of hope to them just when they need it most. I am the Lord of the harvest, and my word declares, I will supply and multiply the seed you have sown and will enlarge the harvest of your righteousness. This moment is not random. Your obedience right now will release a timely blessing into another's life and echo back into your own. For every seed you plant in faith, I will command a timely harvest of favor and provision to overtake your household. Now act. Sow into this appointed time through your giving, or through the PayPal link in the description, and partner with me to usher in another's dawn. My beloved, you have just seen the purpose in your pain and the promise that holds you. Can you truly treat this as a casual conversation and leave now? To do so would be to tell me that the secrets of my kingdom and the deep comfort of my spirit are of little value to you. It would dishonor the sacred ground we are walking on together. Please do not wound my heart in this way. Let us continue. What I have to say next will anchor everything you have just learned. My beloved, the problem that feels like a towering mountain, the one that consumes your thoughts and steals your peace, I want you to look at it with me for a moment, but not from your vantage point. I want you to see it through my eyes, from the perspective of eternity. From where you stand, on the ground, in the midst of the struggle, this trial looks immense, all-encompassing and permanent. But from my perspective, your struggle is but a fleeting moment, a single brushstroke on the vast and magnificent canvas of your eternal life. This is what my word means when it says this light and momentary affliction is achieving for you an eternal glory that far outweighs it all. The weight of the glory to come is so much greater than the weight of the trial you now endure. When you choose to focus your heart on the unseen kingdom, on your true home with me, it does something miraculous. It draws the reality of that kingdom closer to your earthly experience. It changes your perspective. It shrinks the perceived size of your problem. Imagine you are lost in a single, winding street of a great city. It feels confusing, and you cannot see the way out. But if you were to ascend in a glass elevator to the top of the tallest skyscraper, you could look down and see the entire city grid. You would see where you are, where you need to go, and you would realize that the street that felt like an impossible maze was just a small part of a beautiful, ordered design. Eternity is that skyscraper. When you view your life through that lens, the impossible maze of your current trial shrinks in significance. This is one of the deep purposes of your trial. It is teaching you to set your heart not on the treasures of this world, which rust and fade, but on the treasures that will never fade. It is training your gaze to look beyond the temporary and fixate on the eternal. The more you value what is eternal, the less power the temporary struggles of this life will have over your peace. Your true home is not here, it is with me. And understanding this, truly grasping it in your soul, dramatically shrinks the perceived distance to your miracle. Why? Because you realize the miracle is not just about changing your earthly circumstances. It is about drawing you ever closer into the reality of my eternal presence, a presence that is with you right now. So lift your eyes, my child. See beyond the mountain of today and catch a glimpse of the eternal horizon. It changes everything. My child, we must talk about the battle. I see that the spiritual warfare around you has intensified, and it has brought a spirit of fear that tries to whisper lies to you in the night. The attacks feel more personal, more pointed, and more relentless. I want you to understand what you are truly seeing. These frantic attacks against you are not a sign of the enemy's strength. They are the undeniable evidence of his desperation. He is like a cornered animal, roaring loudest and fighting hardest right before he is captured. He is like a defeated bully who has lost all power and so resorts to shouting insults and threats, hoping his noise will intimidate you into forfeiting a victory I have already won for you. You must see this with spiritual eyes. He knows his time to hinder you is running out. He sees, even when you cannot, that you are on the very brink of crossing over into your promised land. He knows that once you take possession of the territory I have for you, his influence in that area of your life will be broken forever. So he is throwing every ounce of his remaining, limited power at you. He is using people to discourage you. He is bringing up your past failures to try and drown you in shame. He is creating chaos and confusion around you to distract you from focusing on me. He is a liar and the father of lies. His lies are always loudest just before a major breakthrough of my truth. The intensity of the deception is directly proportional to the magnitude of the victory that is at hand. So I command you today, do not fear his roar. Remember who he is. He is a defeated foe. On the cross, I made a public spectacle of him, triumphing over him. He has no real authority over you. The only power he has is the power you give him when you choose to believe his lies over my truth. Your perseverance is the very thing that crushes his opposition. Every time you stand up after he has tried to knock you down, you are enforcing his defeat. Every time you choose to praise me when he is screaming accusations in your ear, you are silencing him. You are closer than ever to seeing his schemes crumble into dust before your very eyes. So stand firm. Put on the armor I have given you. Hold up your shield of faith to extinguish his flaming arrows. And know that the battle is not yours, but mine. I have already defeated your enemy. Now, walk forward in that victory. My precious child, in the midst of this fight, in the quiet moments of waiting, I know the most painful feeling of all can be the sense that you are utterly alone. It feels like it's just you against the world. But I have given you the greatest gift to ensure you would never, ever be alone. When I ascended to the Father, I did not leave you as an orphan. I sent my own Spirit, the Holy Spirit, the Comforter, to dwell not just with you, but in you. You are never alone. You have never been alone since the moment you first called on my name. He is your constant companion, your ever-present guide, your advocate. I want you to become more aware of his tangible presence with you. That peace that settles over your heart when you are in the middle of a storm, the peace that makes no logical sense. That is him, the Prince of Peace, living within you. He is your guide, leading you step by step toward the promise. He is the one who brings a scripture to your mind at the exact moment you need it. He is the one who gives you a sudden, wise thought on how to handle a difficult situation. He is the one who nudges your heart to pray for someone or to make that phone call. I want you to start listening to those gentle nudges and whispers. They are your personal roadmap forward, sent directly from my throne room. There is something else he does, something incredibly profound. My word says he intercedes for you with groanings too deep for words. There are moments when you are so overwhelmed, so weary, or so broken that you don't even know what to pray. You can only cry. In those moments, my child, The Holy Spirit within you takes your tears, your pain, and your unspoken needs, and He translates them into perfect prayers according to my will. Even when you are silent, prayer is rising from you. A powerful intercession is being made on your behalf. You are not fighting alone. You are not even praying alone. Your awareness of His intimate companionship is the ultimate proof of how truly close you are to me. You are a walking temple of the living God. My Spirit has made His home in you. So today, when that feeling of loneliness tries to creep in, I want you to stop, close your eyes, and acknowledge His presence. Say, Holy Spirit, thank you for being with me. In that simple act of recognition, you will feel your strength renewed and your connection to me solidified. We are in this together, always. My child, I know you have been trying to make sense of the events in your life. It feels chaotic, random, and at times even cruel. A door slams shut here, an unexpected person exits your life there, a frustrating delay pops up, and none of it seems to fit into a coherent plan. You look at the pieces and see only confusion. But I want you to understand that I am the conductor of your life's orchestra, and the music is reaching its glorious crescendo. What seems to you like random, discordant notes are, from my perspective, being woven into a beautiful, intricate harmony. I am the master composer, and I never write a meaningless note. Every person, every event, every victory, and every delay is part of this masterful composition. That person who walked out of your life, that was the painful, but necessary, silence of a rest in the musical score, making way for a more beautiful melody to begin. That frustrating delay that made you feel like you were falling behind. That was me, the conductor, holding the orchestra, waiting for another section to be perfectly in tune before giving the downbeat for the next movement. That unexpected trial. It was the introduction of a minor key, a moment of tension that will make the resolution into the major key of your victory all the more powerful and sweet. You cannot see the entire sheet music from where you sit in the orchestra pit. You can only see your small part. But I see it all. I hear the end from the beginning. I am commanding you today to trust the conductor. You do not have to understand the why behind every note. You just have to keep your eyes on me and play the part I have given you for today with faith. Do not try to rush the tempo or question the composition. A symphony of this magnitude cannot be rushed. It must unfold in its own perfect time. You are closer than you know to the grand finale, the moment when all the different melodies and themes, the joy and the sorrow, the waiting and the breakthrough, will come together, and the triumphant theme of my goodness and faithfulness will be undeniable to you and to all who are watching. The final, resonant chord of your victory is about to be struck. Listen with ears of faith. The music is swelling. It is going to be more beautiful than you can imagine. My beloved, I want you to stand up in your spirit and feel the ground beneath your feet. You are standing in a new place. You are at the doorway, the very threshold of a new chapter in your life. Look behind you for a moment. See that long season of barrenness, of waiting, of feeling stuck in the wilderness. That season is over. I am closing that door behind you, and with it, all the frustration and disappointment that it held. Now, turn and look forward. I am opening a door for you, a door of opportunity, of blessing, of purpose, and it is a door that no man can shut. The winds of change are beginning to blow. Can you feel them? It is the wind of my spirit, bringing the scent of rain after a long and painful drought. The atmosphere is changing. I understand that a new season can be intimidating. The old one, even if it was difficult, was familiar. This new one is unknown. But you must not fear the new thing I am doing. My plans for you are always for your good, to bring you hope and a future. I need you to prepare your heart to receive it. This means letting go of the old mindsets that belong to the past season. Let go of the expectation of struggle. Let go of the habit of anticipating disappointment. I'm calling you to a higher level of faith, a higher level of expectation. It is like what I said in my word. You cannot pour new wine into old wineskins, or they will burst. This new blessing, this new season, requires a new you, a new mindset, a new level of trust, a new capacity to receive. I am calling you today to get ready. Prepare your vessels. In a practical sense, this means cleaning out the clutter from your heart, the unforgiveness, the bitterness, the doubt, to make room for what I am about to pour into your life. It means dreaming again. It means starting to plan and act like the person who has received the promise, even before you see it in your hands. You are one single step away from crossing over into a new level of my grace. It is time to step over the threshold. The past is behind you. Your future is before you. And I am with you, leading you into the abundance, the joy, and the fulfillment of this new season. Step forward with courage. The best is yet to come. I have led you to the very threshold of your new season. The door is before you. The winds of change are blowing. You feel the hope. To stop listening now would be to turn your back on this open door, to hesitate when I am merging you forward. It would tell my heart that you prefer the familiarity of the wilderness to the promise of my rest. Stay with me. I must show you what lies on the other side and arm you for the journey. My child, in this final stretch, when you feel most burdened and the struggle feels most acute, I am going to give you a powerful key. It is a weapon that the enemy fears, a key that unlocks prison doors and brings my presence and power into your circumstances in a tangible way. That key is your praise. I know that right now, praise may be the last thing you feel like doing. Your heart is heavy, your mind is worried, and worship can feel like a monumental effort. But praise in my kingdom is not based on your feelings. It is a declaration of faith based on the truth of who I am. It is a weapon, and it is time for you to learn how to use it. When you choose to praise me in the middle of your storm, when nothing in your circumstances warrants it, you are making a powerful spiritual statement. You are declaring to heaven, to earth, and to all the forces of darkness that your God is bigger than your problem. You are shifting the atmosphere around you from one of despair and anxiety to one of raw, potent expectation. Praise silences the accuser. When he is screaming lies of defeat and hopelessness into your mind, and you respond by lifting your voice to declare my goodness, his lies lose all their power. They cannot coexist in an atmosphere that is filled with the truth of who I am. Remember my servants Paul and Silas. They were in the deepest part of a prison, their feet in stocks, their bodies beaten. By all earthly logic, they should have been despairing. But what didn't they do? At midnight, they began to pray and sing hymns of praise to me. And what happened? A violent earthquake shook the foundations of the prison. Every door flew open, and everyone's chains came loose. Your praise is that earthquake. It is the key that unlocks your prison of circumstance. So I am commanding you today, with all my love, begin to thank me for the victory you cannot yet see. Begin to praise me for the answer that is on its way. Open your mouth and declare, God, you are good. You are faithful. You are mighty to save. Even if you have to whisper it through your tears, do it. A heart that is full of praise, even when it is also full of pain, is a heart that is incredibly close to its miracle. Your worship is clearing the path before you. Praise me, my child, and watch the walls come down. My child, I know that one of the heaviest burdens you carry in this season is the feeling that time is being wasted. You look back at the months, maybe even years, of this struggle, and you are tempted to see it as a loss, a period of your life put on hold, a chapter of stagnation. But you must understand, from my eternal perspective, no time spent in trusting me is ever wasted. This period of waiting has not been a punishment. It has been a masterclass. It has been a sacred classroom where I, your loving teacher, have been imparting to you a wisdom that could never be learned in a season of sunshine and ease. You have been in training, and the curriculum has been rigorous. In this classroom of waiting, you have learned the deep, foundational truth of my sufficiency in your weakness. When you had no strength of your own, you discovered the endless supply of mine. You have learned a patience that is not passive, but an active, rugged endurance that holds on to my promise with a warrior's grip. You now possess a spiritual stamina you didn't have before. You have learned to distinguish my voice from the clamor of your own fears. This wisdom is a priceless spiritual asset, more valuable than all the silver and gold in the world. Why have I been so diligent in teaching you these things? Because the blessing I have for you requires a person of substance to carry it. I'm not just giving you a gift. I am giving you a calling. I am not just restoring your finances. I am making you a wise steward who can handle abundance without it destroying you. I am not just healing your body. I am giving you a deeper compassion for others who are suffering. This wisdom you have gained will allow you to steward the coming blessing correctly. You will not squander it. You will not take it for granted. You will not allow it to puff you up with pride. You will see it for what it is, a gift of my grace, to be used for my glory. You see, I am not just interested in changing your circumstances. I am invested in transforming your character. I am making you into the mature son or daughter I can entrust with more of my kingdom's affairs. This season has been your promotion. You may not have the title or the position yet, but you have gained the character. And in my kingdom, character always precedes calling. So do not look back on this time with regret. See it as your time of invaluable preparation. The wisdom you now carry is the very vessel that will hold the blessing that is to come. And you are so much closer to that graduation day. My beloved, it is crucial that you understand that you are not fighting this battle alone in the physical realm, nor are you unsupported in the spiritual one. In your moments of greatest struggle, when you feel it is you against the world, you have forgotten a vital truth of my kingdom. My word is clear. Do not forget that I have given my angels charge concerning you, to guard you in all your ways. You have a heavenly host engaged in your cause. Think of it. The very same angels who announced my birth, who ministered to me in the wilderness, who rolled away the stone from the tomb, they are ministering spirits sent to aid you on your journey. When you pray, you are not just speaking words into the air. Your prayers, born of faith, activate a powerful, unseen support system. They are a command that echoes in the heavenly realms, dispatching angelic warriors to fight on your behalf. There are battles being fought and won for you in the spirit that you know nothing about. While you are sleeping, they are standing guard over your home. While you are facing your day, they are working to clear the way for you, to dismantle the enemy's plans, and to bring about my will in your life. The opposition you have felt is real, but the assistance you have is far more powerful. The forces of darkness tremble when a child of God begins to understand the authority they carry and the heavenly backup they possess. I want you to walk with a new confidence, a holy swagger, knowing that you are the child of the King and you do not travel without a royal escort. You are closer to your breakthrough because there is an entire army working in tandem with your faith. When you feel overwhelmed, I want you to remember this. Remind your soul that you are not outnumbered. You are surrounded by the armies of heaven. Your prayers are the catalyst. Your faith is the signal. Do not neglect this incredible truth. Acknowledge the angelic help I have provided for you. Thank me for it. And walk forward knowing that you are heavily guarded, powerfully supported, and destined to win. Your victory is a concern not just to you and to me, but to all of heaven. My child, let's talk about the promise I planted in your heart. It was a moment of light and hope, and you received it with joy. But now, as you look at your life, you see no visible sign of it. The ground of your circumstances looks as barren as ever, and so you begin to doubt. Did you hear me correctly? Was it just your imagination? As the promise died, I need you to understand the nature of a seed. Every promise I speak to you is a living, powerful seed. And what is the first thing that must happen to a seed for it to bring forth life? It must be buried. It must be hidden in the dark earth, seemingly dead and gone. For a time, there is no evidence of life at all. On the surface, nothing is happening. This is where your faith is tested. The enemy wants you to focus on the surface, on the lack of visible growth, so that you will conclude that the promise is void. But beneath the surface, in the secret, hidden place, the most crucial work is being done. Life is stirring. Roots are growing deep, establishing a foundation that will be strong enough to support the fruit that is to come. If the sprout came up too quickly, without deep roots, the first storm would wash it away. This hidden time of root growing is not a delay. It is an essential part of the process. And I tell you, the promise I planted in you is not dead. It is rooting. It is gathering strength. It is preparing to break through the soil and into the light. Your part in this process is not to anxiously dig around, looking for signs of life. I command you today, do not dig up the seed of my promise with the sharp shovel of your doubt. To do so is to disrupt the sacred work that is happening beneath the surface. Your job is to be a faithful farmer. You must water that seed with your continued faith. You must protect it by refusing to listen to the birds of the air, the enemy's discouraging lies that try to steal it away. And you must warm the soil with your praise, creating an atmosphere of expectation. The season of harvest is nearer than you think. You are so close to seeing that first green shoot break through the ground. Trust the process. The seed is alive and well, and it is working. My precious one, sometimes you see your struggle as a very private and personal battle. You feel that your faith journey, your fight to hold on, is a small and isolated thing. You wonder if it even matters in the grand scheme of things. Oh, my child, if you could only see what I see. Your personal faith is not just for you. It is like a stone tossed into the center of a still pond, and the ripples it creates are extending far beyond what you can imagine. Your steadfastness in this trial is a powerful, living witness to everyone around you. You may not even realize who is watching. Your children are watching. They see you crying one moment but getting up and trusting me the next. You are teaching them more about real faith than 1,000 sermons ever could. Your spouse or your parents see you choosing kindness and patience when you are under immense pressure, and it is a testament to a supernatural strength. Your coworker is watching how you handle the stress at your job without gossiping or becoming bitter. Your friend who claims not to believe in me, the one who is so cynical about everything, they are silently observing your hope, and it is a mystery to them. It is a seed being planted in their heart that they cannot explain away. Your trust in me, even when it is hard and you are hurting, is one of the most powerful evangelistic tools I have. You are closer than you know to seeing the fruit of your faith manifest not just in your own life, but in the lives of those you love. Your perseverance is breaking generational curses. Where there was a pattern of anxiety in your family, your peace is creating a new pattern. Where there was a history of giving up, your endurance is forging a new legacy. Your simple, daily yes to me, your choice to trust me for one more day, is creating a ripple effect of blessing that will touch future generations. So when you feel your fight is small and insignificant, remember the pond. Remember the ripples. Your faith matters. It is having an impact right now. It is a light in the darkness, and it is drawing others toward me. Do not grow weary. Your stand is for more than just you. It is for your family, your friends, and for a legacy of faith you are building moment by moment. Child, I have just opened your spiritual eyes. You have seen the unseen, the angelic armies, the growing seed, the ripples of your faith changing lives. Do not close them now. To turn away would be to prefer the shadows of your struggle over the substance of my reality. It grieves me deeply when my children choose to remain blind when I am offering them sight. There are patterns of victory from ages past that I must reveal to you, patterns that will ensure your triumph. Do not go. My child, I know your situation feels like a dead end. Perhaps you have been betrayed, falsely accused, or forgotten in a place that feels like a prison. You look at your circumstances, and there appears to be no way forward, no path to the promise I gave you. In these moments, I want you to remember my servant Joseph. His life is a pattern, a roadmap I have given to you as a comfort and an encouragement. Remember his story. I gave him a dream of leadership, a promise that his family would one day bow to him. And what happened immediately after? He was betrayed by his own brothers, thrown into a pit, and sold into slavery. In the house of Potiphar, he was falsely accused and thrown into a dungeon. From a human perspective, he was moving further and further away from his destiny, not closer to it. The pit and the prison must have felt like the end of the story. He could have grown bitter, angry at me and at his brothers. He could have concluded that the dream I gave him was a cruel joke. But I want you to see what was really happening. Those very places of affliction, the pit and the prison, were the necessary and required path to the palace. It was in the pit that he learned the pain of betrayal, which would later allow him to forgive his brothers with grace. It was in the prison that he learned to steward authority and interpret dreams, the very skills he would need to stand before Pharaoh. His character was being forged in affliction to prepare him to rule. The hardship was not a detour, it was the training ground. Now look at your own life. You see the pattern. Your current trial, the place that feels like a prison of injustice or a pit of despair, is a prerequisite for your promotion. I am allowing this situation to develop in you the character, the humility, the strength, and the skills you will need to handle the palace I have prepared for you. Do not despise your prison. Do not think I have forgotten you there. Just like with Joseph, I am with you in this place. I am showing you favor even in the midst of hardship. And just like with Joseph, there will come a day, suddenly, when I will lift you out and set you in the place of authority I have promised. You are so much closer to your palace than you know. This is not your final destination. This is your training. Trust me, just as Joseph did, and I will turn what the enemy meant for your evil into your greatest good. My child, I see that you carry the weight of a promise that feels impossibly far from your current reality. I have anointed you for a purpose, spoken a calling over your life, but you look around and see only a season of hiddenness, of being overlooked, and even of persecution. The gap between what I have called you to be and what you are currently experiencing feels vast and discouraging. You feel more like a forgotten shepherd than a future king. In this, I want you to see the pattern of my servant David, a man after my own heart. I anointed him king long before he ever sat on a throne. He was a boy, smelling of sheep, when the oil of kingship was poured over his head. But he did not go from the sheep field to the palace. He went from the sheep field to the battlefield to face a giant. He went from the battlefield into years of being hunted like an animal by the very king he was meant to replace. Do you see? His training ground for kingship was not in a comfortable palace. It was in the lonely caves of Adullam and the rugged wilderness of En-Gedi. It was there, when he had nothing and no one else to rely on, that he learned to depend on me alone. It was there he learned to be a shepherd to a band of broken men, the very leadership skills he would need to shepherd a nation. It was there, in the darkness and the danger, that he wrote the Psalms of profound trust that have strengthened my people for generations. This season you are in, this time of feeling unseen, of facing your own personal giants in your finances or your family, of feeling pursued by hardship. This is not a sign that I have forgotten your anointing. This is your anointing being proven. This is your training ground for kingship. I am teaching you how to lead when no one is following. I am teaching you how to find your strength in me when all other supports are stripped away. I am forging in you a heart of integrity that will be able to withstand the temptations of the throne when you finally ascend to it. Every battle you face is developing your authority. Every moment of waiting is deepening your humility. Every tear of frustration is watering the soil of your compassion. You are so much closer to your throne of influence, the place of purpose I have prepared for you. Do not despise the wilderness. Do not curse the cave. It is my chosen classroom for you. Just as with David, this season of hidden trial is the absolute prerequisite for your season of public triumph. Embrace your training. Your coronation day is coming. My beloved, I want to speak directly to the feeling of being utterly and completely trapped. You have looked at your situation from every angle, and there appears to be no way out. When you look ahead of you, you see an impossible obstacle, a red sea of debt, a terminal diagnosis, a broken relationship that seems beyond repair. When you look behind you, you feel the thundering pursuit of your past, your failures, your fears, an enemy that refuses to give up. You feel cornered, hemmed in, with panic beginning to rise in your heart. This feeling of absolute impossibility is where so many of my children give up. But I am telling you today, this is the very place where you must stand still and watch for my salvation. Your situation is the perfect stage for my miraculous deliverance. Remember the pattern of my people Israel. They had just been freed from centuries of slavery. Their hope was high. And then, they found themselves in this exact position. The Red Sea raged before them. Pharaoh's elite army, the most powerful military force on earth, was closing in behind them. There was nowhere to turn. To their natural eyes, it was over. Their journey of freedom had ended in a fatal trap. And in that moment of their greatest, most terrifying impossibility, they were closer than they had ever been to their greatest miracle. They were on the verge of witnessing a level of my power that would be spoken of for all of history. They were about to see me do something that had never been done before. They were about to see me make a way where there was absolutely no way. Your impossible situation is your Red Sea moment. I have led you to this place on purpose. It is here, where your own strength, your own wisdom, and your own resources are completely insufficient, that my power can be displayed in its fullness. It is here that you will learn, once and for all, that I am your deliverer. I am the God who parts the waters. I am the God who makes a dry path through the depths of the sea. I am the God who drowns the pursuing enemy in the very waters that you passed through safely. You are so much closer than you know to seeing the waters of your impossibility part before you. So do not be afraid. Do not listen to the terrifying thunder of the approaching chariots. Stand firm. Lift your eyes to me. The path forward is about to be revealed, and you will walk through on dry ground. My child, I know how dark it has become. The night of this trial has been long, and now, in what feels like its final hours, the darkness has become deeper, colder, and more complete than ever before. This is the hour when hope begins to fade, when despair feels like a heavy blanket, when the weariness in your soul is so profound that it is hard to even form a prayer. This is the hour when the enemy whispers that the sun will never rise again, that this darkness is your new and permanent reality. I have come to you in this deep darkness to bring you a message of absolute certainty. The darkest hour of the night is always, without exception, just before the dawn. I command you, do not mistake the intensity of the darkness for the absence of the light. The two are intrinsically linked. The fact that the struggle has become so acute, the pressure so intense, is not a sign that you are losing. It is the final, desperate convulsion of the night before it must surrender to the coming day. My light is already on the horizon. It is already chasing away the shadows at the edges of your situation, even if you cannot yet see it from your valley. My promise to you is embedded in the very fabric of creation. Weeping may endure for a night, but my joy comes in the morning. That is not a hopeful wish. It is a divine law. It is a certainty. And my child, listen to my heart. Morning is coming. Your sun is about to rise. The light of my deliverance, my healing, my restoration is about to break forth upon your situation. The shadows of doubt and fear that have haunted you for so long are about to flee in the face of my glorious light. So when you are at your lowest point, when the darkness feels absolute, I want you to do one thing. I want you to begin to look to the east. Turn your face, in your spirit, toward the horizon of your hope and begin to watch for the first glimmer of dawn. It is closer than it has ever been. This long night is almost over. You have endured. You have persevered. And your joy is coming with the morning. Hold on. The day is about to break. My precious child, you are so very close, and because you are close you may be noticing some small, last-minute frustrations and tests. It feels like you are running a race and just before the finish line, you encounter a series of small hurdles that you didn't expect. A minor setback, a frustrating delay, a final test of your patience. It can be tempting to get angry in these moments, to feel that something is going wrong. But I want to give you my perspective. I am making the final, subtle adjustments in your heart and in your circumstances. What you are experiencing is the final, perfect alignment before the breakthrough. I want you to imagine a large, complex vault with an intricate locking mechanism. For the massive door to swing open, it's not enough for most of the tumblers to be in place. Every single tumbler, down to the very last one, must click into its precise position. Only then can the key turn and the door open. These final moments of your journey are like that. I am aligning the last few tumblers. That final test of your willingness to forgive. That was a tumbler clicking into place. That need to surrender your anxiety one more time. That was another tumbler. That frustrating delay that is forcing you to trust my timing. That is the sound of the final tumbler falling into its slot. Everything is coming into perfect, divine alignment for my will to be done and for your miracle to be released. So I am asking you now to yield to my hand in these last moments of preparation. Do not fight against them. Do not grow weary and impatient when you are this close. Embrace the final lessons. Surrender to the last tests of your faith. When that frustration rises, I want you to see it not as a problem, but as a sign of progress. I want you to whisper to your soul, the alignment is almost complete. You are closer than a single turn of a key. The mechanism is ready. The door is about to swing open onto a reality that is more wonderful than you have hoped for. Do not falter now. Stand still, be patient, and let me make the final adjustments. The door is about to open. We have walked through history together, you and I. You have seen my faithfulness in the lives of Joseph and David. You now know that your impossible situation is your Red Sea, that this final darkness is the sure sign of dawn. To leave this conversation now, at the final click of the lock, would be to stand before an open treasure chest and refuse to look inside. It would tell my heart that you heard the stories of my faithfulness, but do not wish to be part of one yourself. Please, my child, stay. The most glorious truths are yet to come. My beloved, I know that you have been praying for a downpour, but when you look at the sky of your circumstances, all you can see is a vast expanse of blue, or perhaps a few wispy, insignificant clouds. You have been in a spiritual drought for so long, and your soul is parched and thirsty for my blessing. And I may have given you a small sign, a little bit of encouragement, but it seems so tiny in comparison to the magnitude of your need. You are tempted to dismiss it, to say, that's not enough. That can't be the answer. Today, I want you to remember the pattern of my prophet Elijah. After years of drought, he prayed for rain. He sent his servant to look toward the sea 7 times. 6 times the servant saw nothing. But on the 7th time, he saw a tiny cloud, no bigger than a man's hand, rising from the sea. To the natural eye, it was nothing. It was insignificant. But to the ear of faith, the tiny cloud was the thunderous announcement of an imminent deluge. Elijah heard not with his physical ears, but with his spiritual ears, the sound of abundant rain. And he told the king to run, because a mighty storm was coming. I am telling you today to look again at your situation. That small sign I gave you, that little bit of hope, that tiny cloud, that is your sign. Do not despise the day of small beginnings. I am commanding you to stop looking with eyes of doubt and to start listening with ears of faith. Can you hear it? Listen past the noise of your anxiety. I want you to hear the sound of abundant rain. The spiritual drought in your life, your family, and your finances is ending. The season of lack and barrenness is over. I am about to open the floodgates of heaven and pour out a blessing so great, you will not have room enough to contain it. So what do you do when you hear the sound of rain? You prepare your vessels. You get ready to receive my downpour. Stop talking about the drought. Start talking about the rain. Start thanking me for the flood of blessing that is on its way. Position your heart to receive. You are on the brink of a deluge of my goodness, my healing, and my provision. Do not be fooled by the size of the cloud. The storm of my blessing is upon you. My beloved, I know that when you look back over the landscape of your life, especially this long season of trial, your heart aches with a sense of loss. You see the years that feel as though they were stolen, the opportunities you believe were missed, the joy that was consumed by worry and struggle. The enemy loves to torment you with the lie of what might have been, to make you believe that the damage is permanent and the losses are irreversible. He wants you to live in a state of regret, mourning a past that cannot be changed. But I am the God of resurrection, and I am here to tell you that in my kingdom, nothing is ever truly lost. I am the God who restores. The years the locusts have eaten, the years of pain, of waiting, of lack, I will restore them to you. This is not just a pretty sentiment. It is a divine promise. I will redeem the time. Every moment you felt was wasted in waiting, I will use to compound the wisdom and depth in your soul. Every tear you cried in the night, I have collected, and I will repay you with overflowing joy. I will turn the ashes of your disappointment into a crown of beauty. I will turn your season of mourning into a dance of celebration. You are so much closer than you know to a season of double portion for your trouble. For every year of hardship, I will give you back double in blessing and joy. You must believe this. Do not look at your past as a liability. In my hands, it is becoming your greatest asset. Nothing has been wasted. The pain has produced perseverance. The perseverance has produced character. And the character has produced a hope that does not disappoint. I have used every single part of your journey for your ultimate good and for my glory. The broken pieces of your life that you thought were irreparable, give them to me. I am a master artist, and I specialize in creating breathtaking mosaics out of what hath been shattered. Your story of redemption is about to be unveiled, and it will be a story so beautiful and so complete that you will look back and see that every single moment, even the most painful, was a necessary brushstroke in the masterpiece of your life. Get ready for the great restoration. It is at hand. My child, in the midst of your struggle, I know you have felt the sting of shame. You have felt the eyes of others on you, perhaps family, friends, or even your enemies, and you have worried about what they think. You have felt like a failure, fearing that your long trial is a sign of my displeasure. But the reality of heaven is the complete opposite of your fears. Right now, as you read these words, heaven is not mourning your struggle, it is preparing to celebrate your victory. You are not a disappointment, you are a champion in the making, and all of heaven is cheering you on. The great cloud of witnesses, those who have finished their own races, are leaning over the banisters of heaven, encouraging you toward the finish line. I want you to picture this. While your enemies are watching, expecting you to collapse in defeat, I am doing something extraordinary. Just as my word says, I am preparing a table for you, a feast, a celebration, right in their presence. Your victory will not be a secret. It will be a public declaration of my love for you, my power in you, and my faithfulness to you. The very ones who doubted you, who judged you, who wrote you off, they will be unwilling witnesses to the honor I am about to bestow upon you. This is not for their sake, but for yours. I want you to be vindicated. I want you to hold your head high, not in pride, but in the quiet confidence of a dearly loved child of the King. Your time of famine is ending. The days of rationing your hope, of just barely getting by spiritually and emotionally, are coming to a close. Your time of feasting is at hand. The celebration hath been prepared. The invitations have been sent in the Spirit. The fatted calf is ready. All that is missing is the guest of honor, you. And you are so much closer to that celebration than you can imagine. So do not walk with your head held down in shame. Lift your eyes. Your redemption draws near. Your party is planned. Your Father is waiting to celebrate you. Walk in the honor I have already given you, and prepare your heart for the feast. My precious one, we have spoken of your victory, your restoration, and your celebration. But now, I want to lift your eyes to the highest purpose of all. This entire journey, from the first day of your trial to the final moment of your breakthrough, has been for one ultimate, overarching purpose: to reveal my glory. Your life is not a small, contained story. It is a stage upon which I have chosen to display the magnificence of who I am to a watching world. Through you, through your family, through your impossible situation being turned around, your community will see who I am. They will not just hear about me, they will see my character in action. Through your life, They will see my power. They will see that no situation is too hopeless for me to redeem. They will see my faithfulness. They will see that I am a God who keeps His promises, even when it seems impossible. They will see my goodness. They will see that I work all things together for the good of those who love me. And most of all, they will see my love. They will see a love that sustains, a love that purifies, a love that never, ever gives up on one of its own. You are a vessel, a container, chosen to be filled with my presence and to display my splendor. This is why the battle hath been so intense. The enemy is not just fighting against you. He is fighting against the testimony of who I am that your life is about to become. He knows that your breakthrough will be an undeniable testimony to my name. It will be a sign and a wonder that will draw others out of their own darkness and into my marvelous light. You are so much closer to that moment, the moment of unveiling, when I will pull back the curtain and receive all the glory for what I have done in you and through you. This is the highest calling. Your life is not just about your own comfort or happiness. It is about being a conduit for my glory to flow into the earth. Embrace this high calling. Your personal victory is about to become a very public display of my magnificent glory. My child, come close. Listen with all your heart to this final, ultimate truth. We have journeyed together through this conversation, and I have told you repeatedly, you're closer than you know. You have understood this to mean that you are approaching a destination, that you are nearing the end of a long and difficult road. And in one sense, that is true. But now, I want to reveal a deeper reality, the foundational truth upon which everything else rests. The distance you have felt between us, the entire concept of a journey to me, has been a veil, an illusion created by your earthly perspective. The ultimate truth is this: you were never far from me at all. I have been in you and with you through every single moment of this trial. My Spirit has made His home in your heart. The distance you felt was a lie of the enemy. The absolute, unbreakable nearness of my Spirit is the truth. The journey was never about you fighting your way to me. It was always about me fighting to open your eyes to the reality that I was already there, holding you, sustaining you, and working all things for your good. The breakthrough you are about to experience is not me finally arriving on the scene. It is the moment your eyes are fully open to see that I have been on the scene all along. You are not approaching a destination. You are awakening to a presence. Imagine a person in a deep sleep, having a nightmare that they are lost and alone in a cold, dark wilderness. They cry out, they struggle, they feel abandoned. But all the while, they are safe and warm in their own bed, in their own home. The breakthrough is the moment they awaken. Nothing about their physical location changes, but their perception of reality is completely transformed. They awaken from the fearful dream to the comforting reality of home. This is what is happening to you. You are waking up from the nightmare of fear and separation to the glorious reality of our union. So rest in this final, unshakable truth. We are one. In me, you live and move and have your being. And therefore, in me, you are already victorious. You are already triumphant. You are already home. My child, you now see that your faith creates ripples of hope far beyond what you can see. You have asked me for a way to be part of this mission, to intentionally send forth this light. This is it. Your gift through super thanks or membership becomes a tangible ripple, carrying my word like a current of living water to a soul drowning in despair. My command to you is alive. Freely you have received this hope, now freely give. This is your moment to cast your stone of faith. Do not hesitate, for life is waiting for the ripple of your obedience to reach their shore. As you release this blessing, watch as I command the full measure of my own goodness. pressed down, shaken together, and running over, to ripple back into your life. Now act. Release your ripple through your giving, or through the PayPal link below, and let me amplify its effect into a wave of glory. My child, you have awakened to the truth of my nearness. Now I am calling you to help awaken others. You have prayed, let me be a light for you, Lord. This is how I am answering you, right now. Your support through super thanks or membership is not a donation. It is you, shining my truth into another's dark wilderness, helping them awaken to the reality that they, too, are already home in my love. My word to you today is this: you were once in darkness, but now you are light in me. Walk as a child of light. This is a prophetic moment. Your act of giving is a declaration of light that will break someone else's chains of despair. For every spark of hope you send forth, I will release an anointing of protection and peace over your own household, causing all darkness to flee from your presence. Now act. Shine my light through your gift, or through the PayPal link in the description, and partner with me in the great awakening of souls. My beloved child, our conversation for this moment is complete, but my presence with you is everlasting. These words were not meant to simply be heard, but to be received deep within your spirit, to be the anchor that holds you as your breakthrough arrives. Now, as an act of faith, I invite you to seal this truth in your heart and in the world. Let this not be a passive experience, but a powerful declaration. In the space below, I want you to write with your own hands the promise we have spoken of today. Let your fingers type the anthem of your coming victory. Declare for all of heaven and earth to see, I am closer than I know. Do not do this for me, for I already know your heart. Do this for you. Let it be a marker for your soul, a line drawn in the sand against all doubt and fear. Each time you see your words, and the words of others who are also standing on this promise, you will be reminded that you are not alone. You are part of a mighty family of faith, all on the brink of their dawn. And if this conversation has been a spring of living water for your thirsty soul, share it with another who is waiting in their own wilderness. Become the ripple effect of my love. Go now, my child. Declare your victory. Your new season is here. Amen. If you believe in me, your Heavenly Father, then like this video and leave a heartfelt amen in the comments. If you want to stay closer to me, then subscribe to this channel.